from Bob Wren Stadium in Athens, Ohio, on the campus of Ohio University. It's game number 12 of the Xenia Scouts 2017 season, and they'll take on the Southern Ohio Copperheads tonight as the Scouts come in 5-6 on the year. The Copperheads 6-5. Gabe Genovesi alongside my partner Andrew Alix on a beautiful evening here in Athens, Ohio. I mentioned the records. The Scouts in 4th place in the Southern Division. The Copperheads in 3rd. With a win tonight, the Scouts will move to 6-6. The Copperheads will fall to 6-6, and these two teams will be deadlocked at 3rd in the GLSCL Southern Division. The Jazz in 2nd at 6-4. The Steam in 1st at 8-4. Both of those teams in action tonight. We'll keep you updated there. Ty Schoaf on the mound tonight for the Copperheads. The Scouts, of course, the visiting team, will bat first. Schoaf, a 2.89 ERA, 1-0 in 2 starts thus far on the year. Opponents bat .273 versus Ty Schoaf. Your lineup Scouts, Ben Beachy will lead it off, followed by Ryan Park and Jordan Lambert. Donald Ring in the cleanup spot, the designated hitter tonight. Kyle Casserly, followed by Joey Roddy in the 7-hole. Ange Bourgeois, the second baseman tonight. The 8-hole hitter, Dylan Lottenville for the Scouts, and to round it out, Francisco Ondina for the Xenia Scouts. Around the diamond for the Copperheads, Blaine Krim at the hot corner, Justin Kirkpatrick at short, Marshall Smith at second, Evan Aberley, a new player for these Copperheads. This is his, I believe, 4th game with the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Matt Harrison in left, Daniel McFarland in center. Chase Thurber, his first game with the Southern Ohio Copperheads, in right field. Connor Regan behind the plate. And I mentioned Ty Schoaf on mound. Xenia, a 3-game winning streak coming into this game. 2 over the Lorain County Ironmen, a 3-2 win and a 2-1 victory. And then against the Licking County Settlers, a 3-2 victory for the Scouts their last time out. Of course, yesterday getting rained out at Licking County. And we're set to play baseball here in Athens, Ohio. Ben Beachy will lead it off for the Scouts. Beachy, the righty, Schoaf, the lefty, on the mound. The first pitch of the night in there for strike 1. Beachy 11 for 40 on the year. The most hits on this Xenia Scouts team, tied for the most hits, actually, with Jordan Lambert. Beachy a .275 average. And now he chops a curveball foul down the third base line. No balls and 2 strikes on Ben Beachy. Beachy leads this Xenia Scouts team with 10 RBIs. He steps out, takes a deep breath. Now the 0-2 from Tyler Schoaf. A foul ball straight back will stay at 0-2. 340 down the lines here at Bob Wren Stadium. 380 to the right center field and left center field gaps, and 405 to dead center here at Bob Wren. Now the 0-2 to Ben Beachy. Low and inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And Schoaf was the one who pitched opening day, right?
Yes, he did. Opening night, 4 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, allowed 3 runs, all earned, 3 walks and 5 strikeouts last time out against the Scouts. Now a foul ball, a check swing from Ben Beachy on a fastball at the eyes. 1 ball and 2 strikes will stay the count.
So looking back at that first contest, Gabe, it looks like Ben Beachy actually led off with a single against Tyler Schoaf in that first game. Ended up going, I believe that was the only hit of the day, 1 for 4. But Beachy has gotten the best of Schoaf at least once.
Now the 1-2, a ground ball to the right side, picked up by the second baseman, Marshall Smith. He flips over to first, and there's 1 down here in the top half of the first inning.
And that ball just hard hit on the ground, but good job by Marshall Smith. Couple of shuffle steps. Makes it look like a routine ground ball, and the first Scout retired here in this contest.
And that'll bring up Ryan Park for the Scouts. Park 8 for 31 on the year, a .258 batting average as he watches a curveball inside below the knees, ball 1. Park, the .258 average is 3rd on the Xenia Scouts team. That's something we were talking about, Andrew. No one on this Scouts team as Park sends a ground ball base hit through the hole past the third baseman, Krim. And Park has the first hit of the day for the Scouts.
And Ryan Park, a guy who didn't play this past season at Point Loma Nazarene at NAIA school out in California, but took a, I don't know if it was a redshirt year or it was just limited time, but Park, who didn't really get those quality ABs in the spring, making an adjustment very easily here to this high-level competition, Wood Bat League. We like what we see from the young guy so far.
And now Jordan Lambert, the lefty, swings and chops one back to Schoaf on the mound. He drops the ball, won't get the double play. Lambert is out at first. Park moves to second, and there's 2 down.
And just a very lucky moment there for the Scouts as Tyler Schoaf just not able to handle the ball when he transfers it from the glove to the hand, drops the ball and saves what would have been game-ending or inning-ending double play. But now it's Ryan Park over at second in scoring position here with 2 away for Donald Ring.
No score between the Scouts and the Copperheads here in the top of the first. Ring, the cleanup hitter for the Scouts, takes a curveball low and away, ball 1. So Lambert was a 289 average on the year. I didn't even get to introduce Jordan Lambert there. He chopped the first pitch back to the pitcher, Schoaf. And now the 1-0 to Donald Ring. And just to finish my thought, no one on the Xenia Scouts team batting over 300. We were kind of talking about that before the game. I believe the Copperheads have 4 guys about 300 or above. The Scouts have been struggling hitting as of late. Luckily, the pitching has stepped up as the Scouts have got 3 straight 1-run victories, 3-2, 2-1, and 3-2 once again, as Donald Ring takes a strike on the outside corner, 2 balls and 1 strike to the junior from Hillsdale College. Ryan Park on second after the base hit. 2 down here in the first. The 2-1 to Ring. A swing and a miss at a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Donald Ring.
And Ring, a power guy. We saw it this past season with Hillsdale College. 17 home runs in his sophomore campaign with the Hillsdale Chargers, setting a school record. Actually broke the school record on a grand slam.
Now the 2-2 to Ring. A curveball gets the outside corner for strike 3. Ring goes down looking. Schoaf gets his first strikeout of the night. And the Scouts leave 1 aboard after the Ryan Park single. Headed to the bottom of the first. No score here in Athens. The Scouts do not get a run across in the top half of the first inning. The Copperheads come to bat here in the bottom half. Daniel McFarland, Marshall Smith, and Evan Aberley lead it off for the Copperheads. John Kopicki, the pitcher on the mound for the Scouts tonight. Kopicki, 2 appearances thus far for the Xenia Scouts. 8 innings pitched, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. 6 walks, 7 strikeouts for John Kopicki. And in steps Daniel McFarland, who leads this Copperheads team in hits with 14. The first pitch from Kopicki, a chopper toward the first baseman Casserly. He flips to Kopicki, and there's one down here in the bottom half of the first,
And good heads-up baseball there by Kopicki to go cover that bag. The high chopper put the first baseman Kyle Casserly in an awkward spot, a couple steps off the bag. He wasn't going to be able to beat out McFarland himself to that bag, but it was a close play. But the underhand flipped to Kopicki, and that is out number one in this ballgame.
Now the second straight lefty in this Copperheads lineup, Marshall Smith, steps to the plate. 2 for 18 on the year as he swings and misses at a fastball inside from Kopicki. Smith, that's a 111 batting average, 1 RBI on the year, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts for Marshall Smith, the junior from Western Kentucky. And now he lays down a bunt foul right to the on-deck circle. Evan Aberle picks it up. No balls and 2 strikes on Marshall Smith. Joey Roddy at the hot corner tonight for the Scouts. Ben Beachy at short. Ange Bourgeois at second. Kyle Casserly at first. And now the 0-2, a fastball high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Marshall Smith. Jordan Lambert in left. Francisco Andina in center. Dylan Lottenville in right for the Scouts. The 1-2 pitch from Kopicki, a fastball high at the chin. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Marshall Smith.
Kopicki's got a pretty standard set here. Fastball, changeup, slider. No curveball for the righty Kopicki, but the slider, if he can get it going, is pretty nasty.
The 2-2 pitch, a fastball swung on and driven toward right field, and Lottenville ranges over and makes the grab. Looked like there might have been a little miscommunication there for a second. Andina ended up running behind Lottenville, and there's 2 down.
I mean, off the bat, that looked like it. That ball hung in the air longer than you might have expected. So Andina thinking he had to make the play, and we've seen Francisco Andina make a ton of spectacular plays out in center field these last couple of games. Very fast, able to cover a lot of ground, but at the end of the day on that play, it was all Lottenville.
Evan Haberle steps to the plate, the 3-hole hitter tonight for the Copperheads. 3 for 8 on his season as he just joined this Copperheads team. He takes a fastball low below the knees, 1-0. Haberle, 2 RBIs in his first few games for the Copperheads. A walk and a strikeout. Now he chops one back up the middle, base hit into center field. Evan Haberle has the first hit of the game for the Copperheads.
And Haberle was a very effective player last year coming from Santa Clara. Kind of a bit of a far travel there between school ball and summer ball, but Haberle picking up right where he left off. That's his 4th hit in just 9 at-bats on his young season.
And in steps the cleanup hitter, Blaine Krim. Krim's been a hot hitter for these Copperheads. 6 doubles, is tied second in the Great Lakes League. 2 homers on the year as well. The first pitch to him is chopped foul down the first baseline. No balls and 1 strike to Blaine Krim. The Scouts in their light blue unis today, gray pants. The Copperheads white pants in orange and kind of black camo-ish jersey. And now a fastball roped right to Bourgeois at second. A good catch by Ange Bourgeois. And that'll do it for the Copperheads here in the bottom half of the first inning. Blaine Krim lines out to end the inning, and the Scouts come to bat in the top of the second. Still no score. To the top half of the second inning we go here at Bob Wren Stadium in Athens, Ohio. The Scouts and the Copperheads, no score through one. Both teams one hit, one left on base in the first inning, and now Kyle Casserly will lead it off here for the Scouts in the top half of the second. Tyler Schoaf still on the mound for the Copperheads as the first pitch to Casserly is a curveball high, 1 ball and no strikes. Kyle Casserly struggling as of late, 6 strikeouts in his last 9 at-bats. He ropes a fastball foul down the first baseline. Oh, that ball was killed toward the 340 sign in right field, but about 10 feet foul.
And we're just waiting for guys like Kyle Casserly to really break out. I was talking to Bubba Case, talking about the difference between this year's team and last year's team. And he said one of the big differences is the amount of at-bats that our guys got during the school ball season. So he hopes to see guys like Joey Roddy, guys like Kyle Casserly, as we get into the second quarter of this season.
And now Cass whiffs at a curveball low and outside. That one actually hit the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, but as I was saying, just waiting for these guys to, as they see more live pitching, getting more comfortable in the batter's box and start to put up better numbers.
The 1-2 to Cass. A fastball low and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Casserly, I mentioned the 6 strikeouts in his last 9 at-bats. He had 6 strikeouts through the first 7 games. And now his last couple, he's gone down swinging, and now he checks his swing on a curveball. Oh, they're going to say he did not go. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kyle Casserly.
And certainly a close one. No appeal to the field umpire there. A tad bit surprising, but we will take it.
Cass 5 for 36 on the year. That's a .139 batting average. The 3-2 to Kyle Casserly. A curveball skied high and deep to right field. That ball carrying in. That ball is gone. Kyle Casserly has the first Xenia Scouts home run of the year, and Xenia leads 1-0 here in the top of the second.
And just like we talked about, Casserly getting more comfortable, and this is what we've been waiting to see from him all year. That big 6'2", 6'3" frame, and he got every piece of that ball, absolutely hammering it over the right field wall. The first Xenia Scouts home run, like you said, and an early lead, something the Scouts badly needed.
Cass, a huge smile on his face as he walks into the dugout. He badly needed that. And now the first pitch to Joey Roddy is fouled off behind the plate. No balls and 1 strike to the redshirt freshman from Ohio State. And an early lead for the Scouts here is crucial in this game as Schoaf now working quickly. The 0-1 is high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Copperheads 6-5 in the Great Lakes League Southern Division. The Scouts 5-6. Now the 1-1 to Roddy, a curveball low and inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. The Scouts, the 5-6 record is good enough for 4th place in that Southern Division. The Copperheads in 3rd. A win tonight for the Scouts deadlocks these teams in 3rd place as Roddy takes a ball high, 3-1. Joey Roddy 3 for 34 on the year. Does have an RBI, 5 walks, is 3rd on the team, so his on-base percentage, and now he skies one deep toward right field. Going back to the warning track is the right fielder, Thurber, and he makes the grab. Chase Thurber in his first game as a Copperhead makes a good grab, the warning track right at that 340 sign in right, and there's 1 down here in the top half, of the second inning for the Scouts.
And good swing there by Roddy. Just got a little too much under that one. Very close to being a couple home runs in a row there.
And now Ange Bourgeois skies one toward left field. That one's caught by Matt Harrison on the first pitch of the at-bat to Bourgeois. He didn't waste any time there, and there's 2 down here in the second. Ange Bourgeois, a guy who does like to jump at that first pitch, got his fastball on the inside part of the plate, ended up taking it the other way. And Matt Harrison ranged to his right and made the grab.
Oh, now as we talk about a guy like Casserly, who got his first home run of the game, Dylan Lottenville out of the plate. And Lottenville, another guy in his slump who has really been close on a couple of balls, but we're still waiting to see what Lottenville's peak performance will look like.
He takes a strike at the knees and then swings through a curveball down low. No balls and 2 strikes on Lottenville. Tyler Schoaf working very quickly on the mound. Lawtonville 3 for 29 on the year. The 0-2 pitch, a fastball high, 1-2. Dylan Lawtonville has been hitless in 7 of the 10 games he's played in for the Scouts. You mentioned the struggles. And now the 1-2 pitch, a curveball way low. That one bounced about 4 feet in front of the plate, and the count's even at 2-2. The strikeout has been a problem for Lawtonville as well, 12 on the year. Now the 2-2 to Dylan Lawtonville. Curveball just below the knees. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1-0, the Xenia Scouts lead here in the top of the second. 2 down. The count full on Dylan Lawtonville, the Scouts. The 3-2, a fastball skied into shallow right field. That ball actually hooking foul, and the catch is made by the right fielder Thurber. The Scouts get on the board with a solo shot from Kyle Casserly, the first home run of the Xenia Scouts season, and they lead 1-0 as we head to the home half of the second inning. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the home half of the second inning we go here at Bob Wren Stadium on the campus of Ohio University. The Scouts lead 1-0 as Harrison drives one deep toward right field. Lawtonville ranges over and makes the grab. There's 1 down on 1 pitch here in the bottom half of the second inning.
Yeah, Matt Harrison just attacking on that first pitch and gets a good piece of that ball. Harrison's a guy with a lot of power, already has 2 home runs on the year, but Lawtonville does have to cover some ground out there and right, but piece of cake for the very talented right fielder in Lawtonville, now 1 away.
And that'll bring up the 6th hitter in this Copperheads lineup, Connor Regan, as he lines one base hit right field toward the corner. Regan rounding first. He'll make his way to second. The throw from Lawtonville is cut off by Bourgeois. A 1-out double for Connor Regan, his 3rd double of the year. And the Copperheads have a duck on the pond with 1 down.
Yeah, and once again, attacking first pitch do the Copperheads, and that one, a hard liner, easily drops in and rolls all the way to the wall. So John Kopicki now in a little bit of trouble, 1 on and the runner in scoring position. Let's see how he deals with the adversity here in the home half of the second.
Kopicki gave up 1 hit in that first inning. The double from Regan is hit number 2, and now a first pitch fastball lined foul. Actually past the netting over the Copperheads dugout. No balls and 1 strike. 1-0. The Xenia Scouts lead over the Copperheads here in the bottom half of the second inning. John Kopicki still on the mound for Xenia. The 0-1 to Fuel. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Josh Fuel, 4 for 28 on the year for the Copperheads. That's a .143 batting average. 4 walks, 11 strikeouts for Josh Fuel, 2nd highest number of strikeouts on this Copperheads team. The 1-1 from Kopicki, a fastball high at the chin, swung through by Fuel. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Josh Fuel played at Heartland Community College last season. He'll transfer to Indiana University of Kokomo to play in their first ever baseball season. The 1-2, a fastball low and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fuel in the designated hitter role tonight for the Copperheads. Connor Regan on second after the 1-out double. The 2-2 pitch, way outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Josh Fuel. Kopicki taking his time on the mound. It's the sign from Park. The 3-2 pitch. An off-speed pitch low and inside. Fuel's on with a 1-out walk, and there's 2 on here for the Copperheads.
And so now a couple of ducks on the pond. And Josh Fuel, the guy who was just walked, probably not the guy that you want to give the easy pass to, as he was batting just a $143 coming into that at bat. Still batting a $143, obviously, but now we're gonna see what Chase Thurber, playing in his first game with the Copperheads, can do here with 2 on and 1 out.
Thurber arrives to the plate from Shawnee State University. The first pitch to him is a fly ball foul. Casserly pursuing, reaches over the wall, and can't quite get there. He took a shot to the ribs on that one.
Yeah, Casserly, nothing if not putting a lot of effort into that one, but just like literally the minimal amount of distance past his glove there, out of reach and foul territory. So a long strike, nothing on the count now.
Thurber with the Bears this past season in his sophomore campaign, a 198 average. 3 doubles, no triples, a home run for Thurber. The 0-1 pitch. Skied high and deep towards center field. Ondina going back. He makes the grab. The runner from second, Regan, will tag up and move to third. And the Copperheads have runners on the corners with 2 down.
So a productive out for Chase Thurber in his first at bat, getting the runner from second to third. But still a very important second out here for John Kopicki. So with runners at the corners and 2 away, the 9-man in this order, Justin Kirkpatrick. And a big gut check here for John Kopicki, working with this early 1-0 lead.
Kirkpatrick, the 9-hole hitter, 6 for 26 to begin the year for the Copperheads, a 231 average. Now he grounds one right back to Kopicki through his legs. It bounces right into the gap between shortstop and third, and there's no play for Joey Roddy, and a run scores on the error.
And that's unfortunate. That looked like it was a tailor-made get-out-of-jail-free card for John Kopicki, but just unfortunately not able to handle that ball. Or comes home all tied up.
And I'm not sure if they'll rule that a hit or an error.
They might rule it a hit.
On Kopicki. The top of the order, Daniel McFarland steps to the plate for the Copperheads. 2 down. The first pitch to McFarland, a strike on the outside edge. McFarland grounded out to Casserly at first, his first time up. And they're going to give Justin Kirkpatrick an infield hit on that, despite that ball hitting right off of Kopicki's glove and into the infield.
I would say the reasoning there probably just that it was such a fast comebacker at him.
Now a line drive through the hole. Beachy can't get there. Lambert picks it up. The runner going. The throw to the plate. It's wide. Park can't make the tag. An RBI single for Daniel McFarland, and it's 2-1 Copperheads.
So for Daniel McFarland rounding third there, the risk pays off. Jordan Lambert with a strong arm over in left field. The ball wasn't hit very deep. Lambert, the throw was certainly, it had the time, but it just off the mark. And Ryan Park, who tries to extend the arm and lay the tag, just can't get there in time. So 2-1 Copperheads now the score. And still, now we're back into the 2 spot in this Southern Ohio order.
Justin Kirkpatrick moves to third. Daniel McFarland moves to second on the throw home from Lambert. And Marshall Smith at the plate flew out to right field his first time up. The slider from Kopicky. Misses high, 1 ball and no strikes. Smith now 2 for 19 on the young season. The 1-0 pitch. The off-speed pitch drops in there at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike to Marshall Smith. So after the solo shot from Kyle Casterly in the top half of the inning to give the Scouts a 1-0 lead, the Copperheads strike back with 2 here in the bottom of the second and lead 2-1. The 1-1 pitch. High at the eyes, 2 balls and 1 strike to Marshall Smith. Smith, the junior who plays as schoolboy at Western Kentucky, has actually been all over the place in college baseball. Started at IMG Academy, now the 2-1, a chopper toward Casterly at first. He picks it up, flips to Kopicky, and that'll do it for the Copperheads here in the bottom half of the second inning. Southern Ohio gets 2 runs on 3 hits, and they leave 2 left on base. 2-1 Copperheads as we head to the top half of the third. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the top half of the third inning we go here at Bob Wren Stadium on the campus of Ohio University. And the Scouts trail the Copperheads 2-1 as we head to the top half of the third inning. Francisco Andina will lead it off for the Scouts. He takes a strike at the knees. Andina in the 9-hole tonight for the Scouts. 5 for 29 on the year. A couple RBIs, 11 walks for Francisco Andina. That's tied 9th in the Great Lakes League. And now the 0-1 is a curveball low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Andina, of course, leads this team in walks, and he's tied for 17th in the league in stolen bases with 4 once he gets on. The 1-1 from Tyler Schoaf, still on the mound for the Copperheads, low and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. The Scouts got on the board first with the solo home run from Kyle Casterly in the top half of the second inning. Now the 2-1 to Andina, fastball on the outside edge, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And then the Copperheads responded in the home half of the second. 2 runs on 3 hits. Gives Southern Ohio a 2-1 lead here in the third. The 2-2 to Andina, a curveball chopped back past Schoaf. The second baseman Smith bobbles the ball, and Andina is on for the first time today. And there's 1 on with nobody down here in the third for the Scouts.
And not the best hit ball there by Andina, just a ball that was a slow roller back at the mound, taking a couple of weird hops, and the pitcher unable to get over and make the play. And then if you're the second baseman, Marshall Smith, you get there, and rather than try to make the off-balance throw to first and risk the wild throw, he just eats the ball, and Francisco Andina safe at first with an infield hit.
The first pitch to Ben Beachy now is low and outside for ball one. Beachy, the leadoff hitter in this Scouts lineup, grounded out to the second baseman Smith in the first inning. Beachy leads this team in hits, doubles, and RBIs. 10 RBIs, 11 hits, 3 doubles. And now he takes a ball in the dirt, and Ondina's caught between first and second. Ondina caught in a rundown, and he will be tagged out. Francisco Ondina gets caught too far off of first. A good throw by Connor Regan down to first, gets Ondina in the rundown. And there's one down here in the third for the Scouts.
And that's unfortunate, but a very heads-up play by the Southern Ohio catcher, Connor Regan, to make the throw over to first, because Ondina was just very far off the bag at that point.
The count now 2-1 on Beachy as he takes a strike at about the chest. Now the 2-1 from Schoaf. A fastball fouled off way out of play over the screen behind the Scouts dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the sophomore from Otterbein College. Ben Beachy, second on this team in average at .275. That is 63rd in the Great Lakes League. And the reason I bring that point up is the Scouts have struggled hitting the ball the past few games. Your second best hitter in your lineup is 63rd in the league. And now the 3-2 pitch, a fastball, a swing, and a miss from Beachy. 2 down here in the third. Tyler Schoaf's second strikeout of the evening. And to flip it on the other side, the Copperheads have 4 hitters in the top 50. And the Scouts' second best hitter is 63rd in the league. Ooh. In steps Ryan Park. He singled his first time up in the top half of the first inning. Now the first pitch from Schoaf, a fastball just off the outside edge. 1 ball and no strikes. Ryan Park, a switch hitter, will bat righty against Schoaf. Talking to Park, he'll tell you he likes batting lefty much better. The weird thing is he didn't start batting lefty until he was a junior in high school. The 1-0 to Park now, a fastball chopped toward the shortstop, Kirkpatrick. He makes the play, and that'll do it for the Scouts here in the top half of the third inning. After the single from Ondina, he gets picked off, and Beachy and Park go down in order. 2-1, the Copperheads lead as we head to the bottom half of the third. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the home half of the third inning we go here at Bob Wren Stadium in Athens, Ohio. A 2-1 lead for the Southern Ohio Copperheads over the Xenia Scouts. Evan Haberly will step to the plate for the Copperheads to lead it off here in the third. The Scouts got on the board with a solo shot from Kyle Casserly in the top half of the second inning. The Copperheads responded with 2 runs on 3 hits in the bottom half of the second. It's 2-1 Southern Ohio. Evan Haberly up for the second time today. He singled his first time up off of Kopecky. Haberly was not on this Southern Ohio team last time these two teams played, as he takes an off-speed pitch in there for strike one. Haberly, 6'1", 205 pounds, from Santa Clara University. He'll be a senior with the Broncos this upcoming year. Now the 0-1 from John Kopecky, a fastball low in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Haberly, in his junior campaign with the Broncos, batted .273, a .400 on-base percentage, 3 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs, along with 15 RBIs. Haberly, the lefty, Kopecky, the righty. The 1-1 pitch, an off-speed pitch way high, 2 balls and 1 strike to Evan Haberly. Early in this year for Haberly, as he joined this Copperheads team late. He's now 4 for 9 on the year. Evan Haberly playing in his 5th game with Southern Ohio. And now he checks his swing at a pitch low. He did not go around. He's ahead in the count, 3-1. So Kopecky, after the quick first inning, struggles in the second, had a ground ball right back to him with 2 down in the second, couldn't handle it. That led to 1 run, and then on the next batter, an RBI single from Daniel McFarland made it 2-1. Now Haberly fouls one right to the on-deck circle. Blaine Krim just avoids it. And the count's 3-2 to Evan Haberly. A packed crowd here tonight at Bob Wren. Fireworks night here for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. I mean, this place is packed. The 3-2, a ground ball toward third, but foul. And we'll do 3-2 all over again. This is easily the best crowd the Scouts have played in front of this year. That's what fireworks will do for you. Kopecky takes the sign from his catcher Park. Really taking his time on the mound. I'm wondering if Haberly's going to step out, and he will. I mean, John Kopecky wasn't even looking for a signal on the mound. He was just staring into Park. And now he'll go quickly as Haberly sets back in. The 3-2 pitch, low and away, ball 4. John Kopecky walks his second batter of the game. And the leadoff runner is on here for the Copperheads in the bottom half of the 3rd inning.
And Kopecky now, not the start that you wanted there. And 2 of the more talented hitters in the Copperheads order, with Blaine Krim to the plate and Matt Harrison on deck, both of which are hitting north of 300. So certainly a test here for John Kopecky.
In steps the cleanup hitter Blaine Krim. Krim takes a ball inside, 1-0. Krim, his first time up, lined out to the second baseman Bourgeois. A hard hit ball in the top of the 1st inning. The 1-0 pitch to Krim. A line drive over the shortstop Beachy's head and into left center field. Haberly will go from 1st to 3rd, and he's going to be sent home. The throw from Beachy is way late. And actually, he won't even throw it. He'll just jog it into the infield. An RBI double from Blaine Krim, his 7th of the year, his 6th RBI of the year, and it's 3-1 Copperheads.
And that ball just roped into that big left center gap here. And Evan Haberly really hustling to get the score from first, but he had all the time in the world. Is not even a close play at the plate. So 3-1 Copperheads now, and a runner in scoring.
Brings up Matt Harrison, who flew out to Lawtonville in right his first time up. First pitch from Kopecky. A slider misses low and away, 1-0. Harrison coming into tonight, 13 for 42, a .310 batting average. That's 2nd on this Copperheads team. Now the 1-0. This time the slider gets there at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. Harrison out in left field tonight for the Copperheads. His .375 on base percentage is third on this Copperheads team. The 1-1 from John Kopicki. A fastball in there on the outside edge. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Blaine Krim, who was second in the league in doubles coming into tonight, gets an RBI double, his 7th of the year. And the Copperhead 3-1 over the Scouts here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. The 1-2 pitch from Kopicki. A curveball low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harrison is first on this Copperheads team in RBIs with 9. Blaine Krim, a duck on the pond out there at second with nobody down here in the 3rd. The 2-2 pitch. A swing and a miss on a fastball high. John Kopicki gets his first strikeout of the night, and there's 1 down here in the 3rd for the Copperheads.
Hey, for John Kopicki, he just goes with the high heat there and blows it right by Matt Harrison. So Harrison, a guy who had 2 home runs, 9 RBIs, a good out to get here, but still trouble brewing. It's going to have to get Connor Regan here and Josh Fuel trying to strand this runner at second base and prevent further damage.
Connor Regan doubled his first time up in the 2nd. He takes an off-speed pitch for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Regan played his freshman year at Buffalo University. He'll be a sophomore. But Buffalo no longer with a baseball program. The 0-1 pitch to Regan. Just below the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike. Connor Regan, 6 for 25 coming in to tonight. Only had 2 extra base hits. Picked up his 3rd in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. The 1-1 pitch. A fastball in there for strike 2 on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Connor Regan. Regan in that opening series against the Scouts, 3 for 9 with a couple RBIs. So he's now 4 for 10 against Scouts pitching. The 1-2 pitch. A fastball at the knees for strike 3. John Kopicki gets his 2nd strikeout in a row, and there's 2 down here in the 3rd.
And Kopicki just, like I said, the last batter, just going with the fastball there, and this time paints the corner in there for a called strike 3. So 1 batter away here from getting out of this inning with stranding the runner at second. And Josh Fuel, a guy who's batting $143 on the year, not the biggest threat in this Copperheads lineup.
Fuel walked his first time up in the 2nd, did come around to score. Hit the first pitch to Fuel in the dirt, a good block from Park. It trickles down the first baseline, but the runner at second, Blaine Krim, will not go. 3-1, the Copperheads lead here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. An RBI double from Blaine Krim here in this 3rd. Made the game 3-1. Krim stands on second with 2 down. A good job by John Kopicki to battle back and get 2 strikeouts in a row. The 1-0 pitch to Josh Fuel. A slider high, 2-0. Fuel, 11 strikeouts thus far this year, 2nd highest on this Copperheads team. The 2-0 pitch. Ground ball, base hit left field. Krim comes around from 3rd. The throw from Lambert will be cut off by Roddy. He'll go to 2nd with it, and it gets past Bourgeois. Josh Fuel slides in to 2nd, an RBI single, and it's 4-1 Copperheads.
And that, very unfortunate for the Scouts. Just a ground ball, 3rd base side. Finds the hole between Roddy and Beachy, and what could have been, I thought maybe the throw from Lambert was going to have a better chance than it did. Ended up getting cut off at the 32nd, but so just like that, the score is 4-1.
I thought it was a good move from Roddy to cut it off, but the throw from Joey Roddy was way low in the dirt to Bourgeois. Kind of hit that lip on the grass.
He really had a shot. The Roddy to Bourgeois throw, it had all the time in the world to get Josh Fuel trying to overextend his luck there, but it's not a good throw from Roddy.
Bourgeois couldn't pick it out of the dirt, and Fuel stands on second with 2 down, a 4-1 Copperheads lead. And now Chase Thurber takes a strike at the knees. Thurber, his first game with the Southern Ohio Copperheads, flew out to the center fielder Ondina in his first at-bat of the summer. The 0-1 pitch, ground ball, and it gets past Beachy. Lambert will throw home, right to Park. The throw high, but Park tags out Fuel at the plate, and that'll end the inning. The Copperheads get 2 more here in the third, and it's 4-1 Southern Ohio as we head to the top half of the fourth. Andrew Alix will have the play-by-play for innings 4, 5, and 6 tonight at Bob Wren. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
We go into the fourth inning of baseball, Bob Wren Stadium in Athens, Ohio. It's Andrew Alix alongside Gabe Genovesi here as the Scouts coming to the plate in the top of the fourth. They are trailing by a score of 4-1. First pitch to Jordan Lambert. That one a fastball at the knees inside part of the plate. A called strike one. Lambert from the University of Tennessee at Martin grounded out his first time up as he takes curveball right down the heart of the plate. A called strike two. So 0-2 the count to Lambert. Jordan, who came into the game batting .289. That's with a couple of doubles and 7 RBIs. The 0-2 pitch gets past the catcher, Connor Regan. The count moves 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now remember, the Scouts entering the game with a 5-6 record. The 1-2 curveball, and that one's hit hard on the ground, but going to drop just foul on the first base line. So count will stay at 1-2.
And that's one of those you're just hoping that ball can somehow stay fair on the ground. Jordan Lambert would have had a double on a ground ball down the first base line. Instead, it squeaks just foul.
Here's the 1-2 pitch again. And Jordan checks swing, but he went around, dropped third strike, throw over to first. It'll get there. Jordan Lambert goes down the swing, the third strikeout of the day for Tyler Schaff. And 1 away for the Scouts here in the top of the fourth inning. It's going to bring Donald Ring to the plate. Ring went down looking his first time up, the first strikeout victim of Tyler Schaff. Donald entered the game 3 for 14. That was a .214 batting average. First pitch, big curveball upstairs, ball 1. Ring, the designated hitter from Hillsdale College. He awaits the 1-0, and Don fouls that one straight back. Evens the count up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Big crowd here today at Bob Wren Stadium. A beautiful Saturday night for baseball. And the fireworks after the game might have something to do with the spike in attendance. That's 1-1 to Donald Ring. A chopper over toward the first base bag. He steps up out number 2. Mark it down as a 3 unassisted in your books. And with 2 away, it's going to bring Kyle Casserly to the plate. Casserly, responsible for all of the Scouts' runs today. A 1 run coming on a solo home run by Casserly himself. That was back in the 2nd inning. First pitch to Kyle. That one low and away. Gets past the glove of the catcher, Connor Regan. 1 ball, no strikes to count. With 2 outs here in the top of the 4th, Xenia trails Southern Ohio by a score of 4-1. Casserly bats from the right side against the lefty. Should I say, bats from the left side against the lefty. But the 1-0 pitch low and away. Count moves 2 balls, no strikes.
And as we've repeatedly said throughout this year, I do not expect Kyle Casserly to get too many more fastballs after that solo shot to right field.
The curveball and the off-speed stuff has been an issue. His fastball that time, upper outside part of the zone, in there for a called strike. The count moves 2 balls and 1 strike here with 2 away. Working fast is Tyler Schaff. The 2-1 pitch, a curveball. Taken all the way there by Casserly. Finds the outside part of the plate, a called strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away here in the top of the 4th. As time is called, looks like Connor Reagan's going to come out and have a word with the pitcher, Tyler Schaff. Casserly batting $157 on the season. 5 RBIs for the Wright State Raider. So the meeting at the mound concludes. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Cass, he waits. And that one just low and away. The count's going to go full. And I believe it was on a full count pitch when he hit the solo home run his first time out. The 3-2 pitch. And that one is hit hard up the middle and into center field. That's a base hit. Kyle Casserly stands at first, and he is 2 for 2 on the day.
The type of the night that we've been waiting for from Kyle Casserly. And the Scouts now have a hit in every inning in this ball game. Unfortunately, the Copperheads have answered with a few hits in each inning and a couple runs in the 2nd and the 3rd. Let's see if Roddy can get a 2-out rally going.
So 1 on and 2 outs for Joey Roddy here in the top of the 4th inning. First pitch to Joey. That one in the dirt. Good block by the catcher, Connor Regan. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Joey Roddy, the 3rd baseman from Ohio State University. He flew out to deep right field his first time up. Roddy has been struggling at the plate, just 3 for 34 on the season. That's 1-0. That one in the dirt. Casserly is going to try to go. The throw to second will be not in time. The throw was there in time, but Casserly may have just gotten around the tag and stands at first. Phil Butler, the manager here for the Southern Ohio Copperheads, he does not like that call. And he's going to come out and have a word with the field umpire.
And neither did the 2nd baseman, Marshall Smith. Smith literally grabbed Casserly's jersey like I literally tagged him right here. And they're not going to give him the call. Joey Roddy ahead in the count 2-0. Casserly now on 2nd scoring position. It'd be a good time for something to the outfield, a double in the gap for Joey Roddy, who's been struggling lately.
So Joey Roddy finds himself in a position to make something happen, help the Scouts try to inch their way back into this one. It's Casserly at 2nd. 2 balls and no strikes to count here with 2 away. Roddy bats from the right side. The advantage over the left-handed pitcher, Tyler Schaff. Casserly leads. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And Roddy, big swing and a miss. A pitch low and inside.
And I'm not sure which pitch that was, but that would have been ball 3. It somehow fooled Roddy.
2-1 the count now. Here it comes. And Roddy hits that one on the ground towards 3rd. The 3rd baseman, Blaine Krim, throws over to 1st in time and beats Joey Roddy there. So no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard for the Scouts in the top half of the 4th inning. We have reached the middle of the 4th. The Scouts trail the Southern Ohio Copperheads by a score of 4-1. Plenty of baseball left to play, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the bottom of the fourth inning. Andrew Alix here alongside Gabe, Genovesi, and John Kopicki comes out for his fourth inning of work with the Scouts trailing 4-1. First pitch to Justin Kirkpatrick. That one is fouled out of play, first base side. 0-1 goes the count. Kirkpatrick, the shortstop from Ball State University, his first time up, a single that brought home the first run of the day for the Copperheads. 0-1 pitch, fastball upstairs. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Copperheads have 4 runs on 7 hits. A pair of 2-run innings in the second and third. And swing and a miss. Change up there from John Kopicki, slightly off the plate. He moves ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes with Kirkpatrick, Daniel McFarland, and Marshall Smith, the 9, 1, and 2 spots in this Southern Ohio order. The 1-2 pitch, and that one a chopper over towards the shortstop, Ben Beachy. He'll take it on 1 hop, throw over to first in time. Out number 1. Mark it down as a 6-3. And for the third time in 4 innings, John Kopicki has retired, the leadoff man here for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. But with the 9-man down, it's back to the top of the Southern Ohio order. The Copperheads will be batting for the third time today now, and it's going to be the leadoff man, Daniel McFarland. McFarland from Eastern Kentucky. He is 1 for 2 on the day. An RBI single in the second, a ground out in the first. First pitch to McFarland. That one fastball upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes the count here with 1 away in the home half of the 4th inning. The 1-0 from Kopicki, and that one high again. So 2 balls, no strikes now.
And this is when John Kopicki gets in a little bit of trouble. You see on the last batter, Kirkpatrick, he got ahead in the count. He was ahead 1-2, got Kirkpatrick to ground out on a curveball low and away.
2-0 fastball. That one finds the zone. The count moves 2 balls and 1 strike.
When he's fallen behind hitters, that's when the Copperheads have really drilled Kopicki for doubles down the line in the gaps.
2-1 is low and in. So a favorable hitter's count for Daniel McFarland. 3 balls and 1 strike for the center fielder from Eastern Kentucky. McFarland bats from the left side against the righty John Kopicki. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Change up. The count goes full. 4-2 now. McFarland, a .304 hitter, 3 doubles, and 8 RBIs. Make it 9. If you count the one he got in the second. And that one hit hard over towards short. A sliding Ben Beachy picks it up, throws over to first. A long extension from Kyle Casserly, and that'll get there in time. The crowd here at Bob Wren Stadium does not like it, but probably the best defensive play we've seen at the shortstop position from Ben Beachy all season. He goes down to a knee to backhand that ball and throws it off balance over to first in time. You see Phil Butler out here again having a word with the field umpire, and for the second time in as many innings, he is voicing his displeasure with the officiating of this game. But now the home plate umpire and the field umpire are going to come out and have a short conversation. It'll be interesting to see if anything changes here. From my perspective, it looked like they had him over at first.
As you mentioned, a heck of a play by Ben Beachy. And
the field umpire, after a quick talk with the home plate umpire, reaffirming the original call. Out at first is Daniel McFarland. And 2 up, 2 down for the Copperheads now. It's going to be Marshall Smith coming to the plate. First pitch to Smith. That one finds the zone, a called strike. Smith from Western Kentucky, 0 for 2 on the day, flew out to right his first time up, grounded out over to first his second time up. 0-1 count. 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. 4-1 Copperheads is your score. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss there. Kopicki ahead in this count now, 0-2.
And Smith showed bunt on that first pitch. If he would have got it down, Joey Roddy is way behind the bag at third. Probably would have had an infield single.
0-2 hit back towards second base. Throw to first in time. Out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning for John Kopicki in the 4th. No runs on no hits and nobody left aboard for the Copperheads. We have played 4 innings of baseball here at Bob Wren Stadium, and the Copperheads lead the Scouts by a score of 4-1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. The top of the 5th inning here, Andrew Alix alongside Gabe Genovesi. The Scouts trailing 4-1 in this one as they come to bat in the top of the 5th. It'll be Ange Bourgeois to the plate. Bourgeois, who is 0 for 1 on the day. A fly out to left, a hard hit ball his first time up. He bats from the left side against the lefty. First pitch shows bunt, curveball finds his own, a called strike 1. Ange Bourgeois came into this game batting .250 on the year. So 0-1 the count to the second baseman from Salt Lake City and in the dirt. But Ange Bourgeois unable to hold back the swing. They say he goes around. Bourgeois probably not feeling too good about that one, but he's behind in this count now, 0-2.
And the home plate umpire there whispered something in Bourgeois' ear. I don't know what he could have said besides for, yeah, you went around, dude.
The 0-2 pitch now. And curveball in there for a called strike 3. Bourgeois goes down looking at a curveball in the outside part of the plate. That is strikeout number 3 on the day for Tyler Schuff. 4, I should say. Strikeout number 4. And now it's Dylan Lottenville to the plate. Dylan Lottenville, the right fielder today, comes into the game batting a $103. First pitch to Dylan, fastball down the pipe, a called strike 1. And on the PA system here, they just announced that Lottenville is the hot dog batter. So if he strikes out, hot dogs will be $1. And as he takes a called strike 2, a very packed stadium here at Bob Wren, getting on the edge of their seats is a Lottenville strikeout. Could equal free hot dogs for discounted hot dogs for the crowd. The 0-2 pitch upstairs and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count with 1 away here.
And you see the crowd slowly start to make their way over to the concession stands. Everybody's starting to get up.
The pitch and that one in the dirt. Lottenville able to hold back all the way. Evens up the count, 2 balls on 2 strikes. Lottenville from Hillsdale College, a native of the state of California. Well, he went to high school in the state of California, actually a native of the state of Washington. He awaits the 2-2 now, and check swing. Did he go? They say he did. Drop third strike. They're going to throw over to first, and the throw is high, and Lottenville safe at first. The pitcher comes down and covers the drop third strike, and let me tell you, Lottenville initially didn't even realize it was a drop third strike. So it took him like 2 or 3 seconds to leave to run over to first, but the throw just high over the head of the first baseman, so Lawtonville safe at first.
That was one of the weirdest plays we've seen all year. Lawtonville was 100% sure he did not go around, and he was just standing in the box. So like you said, the pitcher, Schoaf, came up and picked the ball up and just lobbed that about 10 feet high.
And you see something new every day out here. So first pitch to Francisco Andina is a strike. A man on and one out here. Andina singled his first time up, an infield hit, and he hits that one over towards second base. Toss over to second for one in time. The throw to first will be in the dirt. So the attempt at the 4-6-3 double play is not going to pay off. They get the lead man at second in Dylan Lawtonville. He's gone, and Francisco Andina aboard at first with the fielder's choice.
And Andina, with that speed, it's very hard to double him up. So after the wide toss from the second baseman, Smith, you had a feeling that Andina was going to beat it out.
So now Ben Beachy to the plate, 2 away here, and the leadoff man, or the leadoff hitter, Ben Beachy to the plate. Ben is 0 for 2 on the day. A ground out and a strikeout for the shortstop from Otterbein. First pitch to him was low and away, 1 ball and no strikes, and the second pitch is way high. That goes to the backstop. Francisco Andina will take second easily, almost considers heading for third. So the wild pitch puts a runner in scoring position for Xenia with 2 outs.
And we'll see if Ben Beachy can come through here once again. Already 10 RBIs on the year. The Scouts sure could use a run here in the 5th.
Just like Gabe said, Beachy 10 RBIs. That is tops on the Xenia team. 2-0. And Beachy hits that one on the ground past the glove of the shortstop, and that's going to roll into left field. The throw from left field home will be in time. Unfortunately, a great throw from Matt Harrison gets Francisco Andina out at the plate, and that's going to do it for Xenia in the top of the 5th. No runs on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard. We have reached the middle of the 5th inning. The Scouts trail the Southern Ohio Copperheads by a score of 4-1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Back at Bob Wren here. Andrew Alix, Gabe, Genovesi, bottom of the 5th inning. The Scouts trail 4-1. It'll be Evan Haberly, Blaine Krim, and Matt Harrison due up for the Copperheads here in the home half of the 5th. And John Kapicki back out to the mound for his 5th inning. Kapicki has thrown 63 pitches so far today, 40 strikes, 23 balls. First pitch, that one's hit hard on the ground into left field. A base hit for Evan Haberly, his 2nd hit of the day, his 3rd time reaching base. And the leadoff man aboard here for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. They look to tack a couple more runs onto this already 3-run lead.
And now John Kopicki in a heap of trouble as he'll face the middle of this Copperheads lineup.
And looks like some guys heading out to the bullpen for Xenia. Not incredibly surprising to see. So 1 on, nobody out. The batter, Blaine Krim. Krim, the third baseman from Mississippi College. A double in the third as he hits one high in the air to left. That ball is gone. A 2-run home run for Blaine Krim, and the score now 6-1 in favor of the Copperheads. Krim just slamming that one and didn't even give us much time to announce the call. That's Krim's third home run of the year. And like we said, the Copperheads extending this lead now 6-1 in favor of the boys from Southern Ohio.
And like you said, first pitch, he roped that ball. That ball was a line drive over the 340 sign in left field. And now a 6-1 deficit feels a lot bigger for Xenia.
First pitch to Matt Harrison. Fouled right back. That is now 9 hits allowed from John Kopicki. Still nobody out here in the top of the fifth. As that one fouled over towards third. 0-2 the count now. The man at the plate, Matt Harrison, the left fielder from Marshall University. He 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out swinging his last time up. Flew out to right his first time up. A .310 hitter. 4 doubles, 2 home runs. And that ball is in there for a called strike 3. Fastball right down to the heart of the plate. John Kopicki gets his third strikeout of the day. The second time getting Matt Harrison in that exact same position. So now it's 1 away as Kopicki looks to try to prevent the Copperheads from adding any more. And Connor Regan to the plate now. First pitch, swing and a miss. Or they'll say he maybe just got a piece of it. 0-1 the count.
And the Copperheads are out here hacking tonight, swinging at everything they think they can smash.
0-1, swing and a miss there. So Connor Regan behind in the count, 0-2 here with 1 out in the bottom of the fifth. 6-1 Copperheads is the score. Kopicki, the 0-2, swing and a miss. John Kopicki gets Connor Regan his 4th strikeout of the day, his 2nd in a row. And looks like these guys are just, they're sitting fastball.
And this is the second inning of this game that Kopicki has let the first 2 runners get on and then struck out the next 2. In the third inning, started with a walk to Haberly and then Krim with the RBI double. In the 5th inning, Haberly singled and then Krim with the home run.
First pitch popped up sky high, foul territory. Joey Roddy, the third baseman, makes the grab in foul territory. And that will be out number 3. But 2 runs on 2 hits. One of them a 2-run home run from Blaine Krim. And the Copperheads extend the lead to 6-1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We are going into the 6th inning of play here in Athens, Ohio, and the Copperheads leading the Scouts by a score of 6-1. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 spots in Xenia's order, and Ryan Park leads things off for the Scouts. First pitch, low and in the dirt, gets past the catcher, 1 ball, no strikes to count. Ryan Park, he picked up the first hit of the game for the Scouts at the top of the first inning, a single. Ended up getting stranded over at second. Other than that, a ground out over to short. Fastball inside part of the plate, called strike 1 there. Evens the count up, 1 ball and 1 strike to Ryan Park. Here's 1-1 coming now. And that one in the dirt again. The count moves 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitcher, Tyler Shaw, out for his 6th inning of work as he delivers 2-1 now. And curveball just finds the zone. Evens the count up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That was about knee high on the inside part of the plate. So 2-2 coming now. Shaw working fast, the pitch, and that one is hit into right field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. So Ryan Park has his 2nd hit of the ball game, and the Scouts have had a hit in every inning thus far, but the Scouts just have been hard pressed to bring any of their base runners home, with the exception of Kyle Casserly's solo home run back in the 2nd. So now Jordan Lambert to the plate. First pitch to Lambert, low and in, ball 1. Lambert's 0 for 2 on the day. Came into the game as the Scouts' top hitter on the team, a .289 batting average, a couple of doubles and 7 RBIs. Fastball on 1-0. That one taken all the way by Lambert, finds the zone. A called strike 1. He was the count up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Ryan Park is the runner at first. The 1-1 pitch, and Lambert fouls that one right back into the plate. Count moves 2-1. Jordan Lambert, the native of Savannah, Tennessee. That is a small town on the kind of the south central, if you'd put it that way, the south central part of Tennessee. Closer to Memphis, he says, than closer to Knoxville. 1-2 pitch, and Lambert hits that one to the second baseman. Throw to second, it was not in time. So the throw from the second baseman, Marshall Smith, to the shortstop, Justin Kirkpatrick, is not handled by Kirkpatrick. So Park gets to second safely, Lambert safe at first. So instead of what would have been a tailor-made 4-6-3 twin killing, instead the Scouts with runners at first and second with nobody out here, with Donald Ring coming to the plate. So assume that they'll say that he reached on an error, I presume. But nonetheless, it's runners at first and second. First pitch to Donald Ring. Ring takes a big hack, but fouls it straight back into the plate. 0-1 the count. Donald Ring, 0 for 2 on the day. He's still looking to find his groove here this summer. A guy who hit way north of 300 with Hillsdale this past spring. Remember, 17 home runs. We are still waiting for his first home run of the year. Pitch to Ring. That one, fastball, up and in, ball 1. Count evens up, 1 ball and 1 strike. Ryan Park at second. Jordan Lambert at first. Decent amount of speed on the base paths here with nobody out. In the top of the 6th, the pitch to Ring, and that one hits him. And the bases are juiced as Ring will take his free 90 feet. And the man who has a home run already today, 2 for 2 on the day, is Kyle Casserly. He'll come to the plate.
And a third hit here from Casserly would definitely score 1, maybe 2, depending on where the base hit is. And the Scouts badly need it down 5 here in the top half of the 6th inning. And not to be Mr. Negative here, but if you don't get at least 2 runs here in this inning, this ball game might be over.
Well, it's not over till it's over, but yeah, that would be a tough swing. So Casserly to the plate, 2 for 2 on the day. First pitch to Cass, and that one on the outside, missing. 1 ball and no strikes the count. Like we said, Kyle Casserly, a solo home run in the 2nd, a single in the 4th. The 1-0 pitch, and that one low and away again. The count moves 2 balls and no strikes.
And you love that if you're Cass. Ahead in the count, 2-0. Look for your fastball where you want it right here.
The 2-0 pitch. That one missing on the outside yet again. So 3 pitches, 3 balls. And Tyler Schoaf has nowhere to put Kyle Casserly. The base is loaded here in the top of the 6th with nobody out. The 3-0 pitch. That one does find the zone. The get me across there does just that. The count moves 3 balls and 1 strike to Kyle Casserly.
Schoaf still working very quickly.
3-1. And that one low and away, ball 4. A bases loaded walk brings home Ryan Park. Credit the RBI to Kyle Casserly, so his second RBI of the day. And the Scouts still with the bases loaded and nobody out here for the very talented Joey Roddy. And it looks like a meeting at the mound. Can't tell if this is the pitching coach or Phil Butler, but for Tyler Schoaf, this could be his day. As
he hasn't signaled yet. The Copperheads do have a couple in the bullpen. We cannot see who they are. And I don't think he's going to make a move. I think he's just going to talk to him.
Well, the confidence in his ability to get Joey Roddy must be there. Roddy, who has not displayed his finest plate discipline of the year in this game. But just a long fly ball from Roddy would bring one home here with nobody out in the bases juiced. It's Lambert at third, Donald Ring at second, and Kyle Casserly at first.
And that combined with the fact that Schoaf has had a good day. He's allowed 1 hit in each inning, but only 1 run up to this point, and that's all that matters. He's been pretty efficient. The hits have come with either 2 outs or he's gotten the help from his catcher getting on Dina in a rundown. So Schoaf has had a decent day. And with Joey Roddy at the plate, who has chased a few balls today, as you mentioned, I'm not surprised Schoaf is staying in.
First pitch to Roddy. That one below the knees, ball 1. Joey Roddy 0 for 2 on the day.
And he goes right back to where Roddy chased the 2 pitches in his last at-bat, low and inside.
The 1-0 pitch to Joey Roddy coming now. That one, fastball inside part of the plate, a called strike. The count evens up 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody out. 6-2 the score in favor of the Copperheads, but it's Jordan Lambert at third, Donald Ring at second, Kyle Casserly at first. Big. Looks like a breaking ball there, but upstairs the count moves 2-1.
And some of the crowd wanted that one, but that ball crossed at Joey Roddy's eyes.
2-1 pitch. And that one low and in. The count moves 3-1. So once again, Tyler Schoaf has nowhere to put now Joey Roddy. And for Roddy, it's either going to be something to hit or a free 90 feet and another run home. The 3-1 pitch now. And that one is high. Ball 4. Joey Roddy with his second RBI of the year. Both of them coming on bases loaded walks, but a run is a run is a run. Jordan Lambert crosses the plate, and the Scouts have cut the Southern Ohio Copperhead lead to 6-3 now, still with the bases loaded, still with nobody out.
And here comes the pitching change from Southern Ohio. This is a huge opportunity for the Scouts. Already 2 runs across. You haven't really a good job to get the bases loaded, but you get lucky with the error on the ground ball by Lambert to the second baseman Smith. And that's this inning should have been 2 outs, nobody on. And instead it was 2 on, nobody out after the error by Kirkpatrick dropping the flip from Smith at second. And from there, a hit by pitch on Ring and 2 walks. And now Ange Bourgeois up, bases loaded, nobody down, and the Scouts have cut the lead to 6-3.
And for Schoaf, a long day. Just looking at his line here through 55 plus 42 would be 87. So 55 strikes, 42 balls, and 87. But point streak, a delayed website, so he actually probably threw a couple more pitches than that. So north of 90 pitches, we'll say. For Tyler Schoaf, he goes 5 innings flat after not having recorded an out in the top of the 6th. But a new pitcher in, it's going to be a righty, and looks like number, I see 22, Gabe. Do you see what I see?
I personally have not seen it yet.
Looks like 22, Ty Sunken. So Ty Sunken on the mound. And if I'm correct about that, Gabe, let's see what you have on him.
Ty Sunken, as I try to find my numbers here. Let's see here. Sunken for the year has appeared in 2 games for the Copperheads, 3 1/3 innings pitched, giving up 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 5 walks, and 2 strikeouts for Sunken.
What's the ERA there, did you say?
And the ERA for Sunken being 5.4.
All right, so he averages a little bit more than 1 run per 2 innings. But if you're the scouts here, the tying run is represented by Joey Roddy over at first. Still nobody out in this game, and just a chance to really make this a ball game once again. As coming into this inning, they were looking down and out, trailing 6-1. Now 6-3 the score, and Ange Bourgeois steps in. It is Donald Ring at third, Kyle Casserly at second, and Joey Roddy at first. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th. The batter, Ange Bourgeois. Ange is 0 for 2 on the day. A strikeout and a flyout in his 2 appearances at the plate. So the first pitch now from Ty Sunken. That one finds the zone, a called strike. You don't like it, Gabe?
And maybe because of the new pitcher, Bourgeois didn't hack at the fastball, but he loves that first pitch fastball. I'm very surprised he didn't take a hack there.
0-1 the count. The pitch to Bourgeois. And that one a grounder over towards first. It's going to just chop foul. A lot of spin on that ball. And Ange Bourgeois quickly finds himself behind in this count, 0-2.
And actually, if that ball would have stayed fair, it would not have been the worst thing for the Scouts. I think Ring would have beat the throw home, so a run would have scored. Bourgeois would have been out. They would have tagged him out along the first baseline. But you still would have had second and third with 1 down. Obviously, you want the hit from Bourgeois. But being down 0-2 in the count now to a new pitcher, Sunken, who he hasn't seen yet, he's in trouble now.
And now with 2 strikes, I guess it's probably off the table. The squeeze bunt would have been an interesting idea here if you're Xenia, but 0-2 the count here. Nobody out with the bases loaded at the top of the 6th. 6-3 in favor of Southern Ohio is the score. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Ange Bourgeois goes down swinging for out number 1 here. And now it's a couple of guys who struggled at the plate. Dylan Lottenville and Francisco Andina both have been looking to break out. It would be a big spot here if either one of them could get it done. But it's Lottenville first. Dylan he's 0 for 2 on the day. Actually reached base on a drop third strike where the throw was off the mark over to first base. So first pitch to Dylan. Way inside. Dylan has to move the knee out of the way. They say take one for the team, but on the knee, that one would have really stung. 1 ball, no strikes the count. With 1 away here, Lottenville hitting a .03 on the year. The pitch, that one missing on the outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Lottenville has drawn 7 walks on the season. That is 3rd most on the Xenia club. Lottenville from Hillsdale College, the native of Bellevue, Washington. 2-0. And inside 3-0. So Ty Sunken, the new pitcher, who came in for Tyler Schoaf after Schoaf walked a couple of runs home, now either has to give Lottenville something to hit here, or the Copperheads will walk their 3rd runner home in the ball game. 3-0, and that one just finds the outside part of the plate for a called strike 1.
I couldn't tell if that was an off-speed pitch or not, but it was caught the upper outside part of the zone.
3 balls and a strike. Here it comes. And Lottenville hits that one high in the air and deep to left, but it'll go just foul. Lottenville absolutely mashed that one. Absolutely mashed that one, and unfortunately just left of the foul pole. Obstructed view seating here. Maybe got my hopes up a little more. Just a long strike and a sigh of relief for the pitcher, Ty Sunken. Now the count 3-2. Here it comes. And that one inside ball 4. Lottenville able to hold off there. So the third run of the inning comes home for the Xenia Scouts, all of them on bases loaded walks. And, it counts the same as if it happened in a cooler way, like a 3-run home run. But the bases loaded still. Francisco Andina to the plate, who draws walks better than anyone else on this Xenia ball club. And just one away. The score now 6-4. And Andina swings at first pitch. It's hit foul back up over the netting into the crowd. Like we said, big crowd here today. Very enthusiastic fans as they come out to support their Copperheads on a beautiful Saturday night here in Southeast Ohio on the campus of Ohio University. The Bobcats, where Gabe Genovesi spends his collegiate semesters. I'm sure there was a better way I could have put that, but, he knows what I'm saying. He knows what I'm saying. He's all too familiar with the city of Athens. Oh, yeah. 0-1 now to Andina. Base is juiced. Here's the pitch to Frank. Upstairs and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And you'd like to see Andina get a base hit here. 3 runs here for the Scouts, all on walks.
I like the squeeze bunt idea. Andina is a very good bunter. He's a very fast guy. Let's see what Bubba Cates has in store. 2-1 pitch. Fastball off the plate, it looks like, but the home plate umpire says in there for a called strike. So Frankie behind in this count 1-2.
And that might have been the break that Sunken needed on the mound. That pitch looked about a ball outside.
Casserly at third, Roddy at second, Lawtonville at first. The 1-2 pitch to Andina, and that one comes way inside, ball 2. Good job by the catcher, Regan, not letting that one get behind him, as Sunken just missing there. Count evens up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Francisco Andina on the day, 1 for 2. He singled in the third, reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. Ended up actually getting called out at the plate to end the 5th, as 2-2 up and away. 3-2 now to Francisco Andina, and the chance for the Ty Sunken here either has to give Andina something to hit, or it will be 4 Xenia Scouts coming home on bases loaded walks in this inning. 3-2. Sunken looks to the catcher. He sets. That is low and away, ball 4. The Scouts bring another one home. Francisco Andina with the plate discipline. His 12th walk of the year, is that, Gabe?
12th walk.
12th walk of the year. Extends his team lead, and in a big spot. The score now is 6-5. The base is still loaded and still just 1 out, and back to the top of the order now for Ben Beachy. And this game, which seemed like it was, just getting out of the Scouts' grasp, and now have something going. First pitch to Ben Beachy. Fastball, hard of the plate, a called strike 1. Ben Beachy on the day. He is 1 for 3. He singled his last time up. Beachy hits from the right side here against the right-handed pitcher Sunken. And that one in the dirt, and Joey Roddy dancing over there as the catcher who blocked that one, with hands on the knees there, maybe knocked the wind out of him as he's going to take the mask off and get a breath of fresh air. And it looks like he's tying the shoe. I don't know.
I think it might have hit him awkwardly, but then I think he tripped/slid awkwardly on the grass, tripped over his shoelace.
So, folks, you might be asking how we got to this point. It's Ryan Parks singled, then Jordan Lambert reached on an error that really would have been a 4-6-3 double play. Donald Ring was then hit by a pitch. Kyle Casserly walked. Joey Roddy walked. Those 2 walks brought in runs. Then Dylan Lawtonville walked after Ange Bourgeois struck out, brought home another. And then Francisco Andina walked. The 1-1 pitch, high, ball 2. So.
And now the crowd here, Bob Wren getting a little impatient. That ball was high. It was a ball, but some of the fans here wanted that to be a strike.
2-1. Here's the pitch. That one inside, ball 3. So Ty Sunken struggles to find the zone. And with 3-1, the tying run in this ball game could come home if Ty Sunken can't find the strike zone on this pitch. 3 balls and a strike. Ben Beachy awaits. Here it comes. And that one finds the zone. Oh, very close. Upper inside corner. The count moves full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
BG took those 2 steps down the first baseline and stopped in the lefty's batter's box. He thought it was high and tight.
It's Roddy at third. Lottenville at second, Andina at first. 3-2 the count with 1 away. Here's the pitch, and that one misses on the outside. A bases loaded walk. Called that the 5th of the inning. 5 scouts come home on bases loaded walks, and we are all tied up at 6 here at Bob Wren Stadium in Athens, Ohio. And Gabe, I tell you, you see something new every day.
This is laughable. The scouts, I mean, you got to give him some credit for the discipline, for the plate discipline at the plate. But all the RBIs in this inning have been off of walks. And the scouts have 1 hit in the inning, a leadoff single from Ryan Park. Since then, you mentioned the error on Lambert's ground ball. None of this happens if Justin Kirkpatrick catches a simple flip from the second baseman Smith on what would have been a double play ball. And then from there, hit by pitch, walk, walk, strikeout, walk, walk, walk. And we've got ourselves a 6-6 ball game.
Now, this will be an interesting highlight tape to make after the game. Just ball four. Like, that's exciting, man. But now it's going to be, a new pitcher into the game, and let's get a number on him. It's number 36. Number 36 is.
And getting word now from our media friends of the Copperheads beside us, he's not on the roster. He just joined the team. James Whiteman just got to Athens today.
James Whiteman just got to Athens today. We don't know anything about him, so I can tell you that he's throwing the ball with his right hand. To talk about a spot start, huh? Yeah, you come in after seeing your new teammates walk in 5 straight runs, 1 out with the bases loaded. Hey, James, nice to meet you. Get us out of this one, right?
That's exactly what they're saying.
And look at that release that we see from this guy, Gabe. How would you best describe that release? Look for the war. It's like it almost looks. I don't want to say sidearmy, but
yeah,
it's like the.
It's definitely not over the top.
Yeah, it's like somewhere between over the top and Landon Williams.
Call it a 3/4 release.
Yeah.
He releases from about his shoulder, and that curveball. Woo. That dropped nicely.
I wish we knew where this guy went to school. Anyone know?
What division? NAIA? Anything?
As you can see, for those of you picking that up, Gabe Genovesi doing some what we call investigative reporting.
He went to Triton College.
Like King Triton from The Little Mermaid?
I cannot tell you, but we do not know where that is or what division that is in, so we have some people looking that up. But
see, information is powerful, man. Facts.
It's tough here in summer ball. This guy gets here today. We have no idea who he is. He's not on the roster. These guys barely knew his name.
Yeah, and you just got to town, and now they send you out on the mound, and don't issue a walk here. You're going to get booed by about 1,000 people in the crowd here. It looks like. So it's Beachy at first, Lottenville at second, or no, Lottenville at third. No, it's Lottenville at third, Andina at second, and Ben Beachy at first. First pitch ball.
This is so laughable. I can't. Five runs on 1 hit, all walks.
1-0 the count to Ryan Park, who has the only hit of this inning. And that ball gets under the legs of the catcher, Connor Regan. Lottenville comes home. The Scouts take a 7-6 lead. Bubba Cates once told me that if the only way you can bring a runner home is with a base hit, then you're a chump. Well, the Scouts proving that none of them are chumps. They have all not gotten base hits, and they have all brought runners home. But
is that a skill?
I guess plate discipline's a skill. So 2 balls and no strikes now. It's runners at second and third. 7-6 Scouts is your score. Still one away here. The 2-0 pitch to Ryan Park. That one comes inside and below the knees. 3 balls and no strikes to count to Ryan Park. The Scouts have plated 6 runs here in the top of the 6th. And still going here. The 3-0 pitch. That one just finds the zone. Fastball inside part of the plate. A called strike 2. It's Ryan Park batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing James Whiteman. Here it comes. And that one inside, and they're going to say it hit him on the outside shoulder. So it was close. Would have been ball 4 anyway, but a run comes home on the wild pitch. Ryan Park ends up walking anyway, and now the base is loaded for Jordan Lambert. Still with 1 out here. Lambert, his first time up, a ground out to short, ended up reaching on an error. First pitch to Jordan, below the knees, 1 ball and no strikes.
I've never seen anything like this.
But yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. 1-0. And that one missing and almost gets by the catcher, but Connor Regan just scurries back there, gets in front of it. So Andina, who thought about coming home, ultimately does not choose to come home. 2 balls and no strikes to Jordan Lambert. And if you're one of these Scouts guys, you like, especially Jordan Lambert, who he wants to hit a grand slam here, I'm sure. That's what he's looking for. And it must be hard to lay off, but it's Andina at third, Beachy at second, Ryan Park at first. The 2-0 pitch, and that one comes way inside, ball 3. Three balls and no strikes to Jordan Lambert. The 3-0 pitch. A strike. How about that? Don't clap for them.
That's a rarity here in this 6th inning.
The 3-1 pitch now. And that one low and inside, ball 4. The Scouts played another one. The score now 8-6 in favor of the Xenia Scouts. And the base is still loaded here. And some action in the bullpen for Ohio. And looks like
I think we're going to have a pitching change.
Oh, no doubt. So poor James Whiteman, man. He just wanted to come out and play some summer ball. And, you know, issuing a walk and hitting a guy is not the worst thing in the world. But when you inherit bases loaded, it's tough. So a new pitcher coming into the ball game. I can't believe what we've been seeing. This is unbelievable. I mean, I've seen Copperheads do this before. No joke. Where they walk a bunch of guys when they bring in bullpen dudes. But it has never been 7 runs all on walks. How are you going to tweet about this?
I currently haven't tweeted yet because I'm just going to wait till the inning's over.
So it'd be really funny at the end, like when you get the total. Like the Scouts played 7
on 1 hit.
7 runs on 1 hit. All the runs coming home on bases loaded walks. But let's see, who's this new cat? Number 12, 24? 24. That's Brett Van Sant. And Gabe, what do you have on Brett Van Sant in your magical book of numbers?
I know Van Sant is from Western Kentucky. He'll be a sophomore with the Hilltoppers.
He's 6'9". That's pretty important, huh?
Numbers-wise, Van Sant has appeared in 4 games, only pitched 3 2/3 innings, given up 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, an ERA of 12.27.
How many walks?
Look at my numbers here once again. Only 3. 3 walks, 5 strikeouts.
Okay, so Brett Van Sant, he's a righty, like you said, Western Kentucky, and 6'9", 185 pounds. So he is like a string being out there, essentially. I mean, to put it modestly.
Van Sant actually pitched in the opener against the Copperheads when the against the Scouts.
Oh, yeah, they are the Copperheads.
When the Scouts scored 5 runs in that bottom of the 9th inning, Van Sant gave up 4 runs on 2 hits and 2 walks.
Okay. So the bases are loaded. Van Sant inheriting a jam here. 8-6 in favor of the Xenia Scouts is your score. And Donald Ring to the plate with the bases loaded. First pitch to the Donald. And Donald hits that one in the air, center field. The center fielder comes under it, and he'll make the grab for out number 2. The Copperheads record their first out or the second out of the inning, as that was batter number 11. So now it's 2 away in the inning, and Brent Van Sant can retire Kyle Casserly and stop the bleeding here. Mark that down as an F8. So Cass, he was hit by a pitch his first time up in this inning, and they go fastball, and Brent Van Sant finds the zone. The crowd goes wild. They love it.
2 straight pitches over the plate. It's been a rarity here in the 6th.
0-1 the count. And that one in the dirt and almost gets by the catcher, Connor Regan, but it doesn't. Regan does a good job. There's been some issues with control, but with different pitchers, it's been to varying degrees. Tyler Schaff at the end of his outing was just not getting the ball across the plate. And 1-1 here. And that one gets past the glove of the catcher Regan. Coming home is Ben Beachy. Make the score 9-6. And the curse of the commentator, man, I was just saying how good of a job that Connor Regan was doing, and that one gets by him. So all the runners advance 90 feet, 2 balls and a strike to count to Kyle Casserly. It's now Park at third, Lambert at second. 8 runs so far in the inning for the Scouts. The pitch to Casserly, and that one is hit on the ground over towards first. Underhand toss to Brett Van Sant. He'll step on first, and the inning is over. The Scouts, 8 runs on 1 hit and 2 men left aboard. We have reached the middle of the 6th inning. The Scouts lead the Copperheads by a score of 9-6. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So we're back here in the bottom of the 6th. The Scouts with an 8-run inning in the top half, and John Kapicki out for inning number 8 of work for him. His first pitch on the outside, ball 1. The batter is Chase Thurber. Thurber from Shawnee State University, playing in his first game as he fouls that one straight back down. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Thurber He's 1 for 2 on the day. A fly out his first time up, a single his second time up. 9-6 Xenia the score here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody away here in the home half of the 6th. And swing and a miss there from Thurber. He's behind in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. John Kopicki. It is pitch number 76 coming here. And that one's in there for a called strike 3. John Kopicki sends down Chase Thurber looking. And that is 1 away here in the home half of the 6th. And that's what you want to see from Kopicki.
His 5th strikeout of the night. All of a sudden, you have a lead after giving up 6 runs through 5 innings. Pitch ahead in the count and get out of this inning.
First pitch finds the zone. A called strike taken all the way there. The batter is Justin Kirkpatrick. He's 1 for 2 on the day. A single in the 2nd. He grounded out to short in the 6th. Kopicki, the 0-1, and that one bouncing in the dirt. Ryan Park in front of it. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 away now. Kirkpatrick from Ball State University came into the game batting .231, a double, no RBIs, 4 walks for the Ball State Cardinal. 1-1 comes inside, moves the count 2-1. Justin Kirkpatrick, a guy who, let's see what we got on him. Nothing. We got nothing on this stat sheet. As Kopicki finds his own yet again, evens the count up 2-2.
Kirkpatrick, you mentioned from Ball State.
He transferred there, right?
Yes, he did transfer.
2-2. Swing and a miss. John Kopicki strikes out Justin Kirkpatrick. Strikeout number 6 of the day, his 2nd in a row. And if you look at this, it's actually kind of strange. All of John Kopicki's strikeouts have come in pairs. He struck out Harrison and Regan back-to-back in the 3rd. Struck out Harrison and Regan back-to-back again in the 5th. Now to start off the 6th here, he struck out Thurber and Kirkpatrick back-to-back. And now it's back to the top of the order for the Southern Ohio Copperheads with Daniel McFarland. First pitch to McFarland. Fastball finds the zone, a called strike 1. No balls to strike here with 2 away in the home half of the 6th. Kopicki delivers, and that one fastball just missing off the plate. A ball and a strike goes the count. McFarland from Eastern Kentucky. He is 1 for 3 on the day so far, an RBI single in the 2nd as he waves there, missing. And Kopicki ahead in this count, 1 ball and 2 strikes with an opportunity here to possibly strike out to the side and continue this Xenia momentum.
Kopicki has gotten ahead on all 3 batters here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. The first 2 led to strikeouts. We'll see what he comes with here in 1-2.
The 1-2 pitch inside gets past the glove of Ryan Park. 2-2 goes the count. McFarland this past season at Eastern Kentucky hit .363 with 25 RBIs. He had 5 home runs. And that one grounded foul territory. We're going to do 2-2 all over again.
And a good there, scouts, is if that ball would have stayed fair, I think McFarland would have beat it out, as that was just a slow chopper down the line. It went far enough that Ryan Park really had to chase after it.
So back to the 2-2 count we go. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes, but 2 away here. Kopicki looks to Ryan Park. He delivers. And that one fouled back into the screen. We're going to do 2-2 all over again. So Daniel McFarland came into the game hitting .304, 3 doubles, 8 RBIs. A lot of talent. And a lot of guys hitting, above 300 on this Southern Ohio team. You got McFarland, you got Evan Haberle, who was already 2 for 2 on the day. He was just 3 for 8, so he'll be hitting something ridiculous by the end of this one. But Kopicki with an opportunity to put up a goose egg on the scoreboard here. He's 1 strike away, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kopicki looks to Ryan Park, and time called as Kopicki You know, just as Tyler Shaw was working really fast, Kopicki's been working quite slow.
Very slow.
Human ring delay. 2-2 pitch. And that one, ground ball towards short. Throw over to first, off the line, and that's going to go into the Xenia dugout. So the ball out of play. And Daniel McFarland will take second there. And that's not what you want.
And they're going to give McFarland an infield single on that. Ben Beachy with the throwing error. So an infield single, he advances to second on the throwing error.
A tough play, though. I mean, Beachy was shaded way towards third to start that play. Had to cover a lot of ground and just ended up rushing for him. McFarland, a fast guy over there.
And that's exactly what my point was going to be. John Kopicki very unlucky there. A slow ground ball toward Beachy at short, playing more toward the third baseman, Roddy. He had to range over, and he actually ran in on that one and picked that one up just as that ball got into the dirt. And now Bubba Cates is going to come out.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be it for John Kopicki. Oh, I think we get lefty.
And Kopicki will leave.
Lefty. Is it going to be Jack Rains? And the call of the bullpen, and Jack Rains it is. So the Scouts will bring in a new pitcher here. It's Jack Rains, and we're going to step off for a second, give him a chance to warm up, folks. Runner at second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth. 9-6 Scouts your score. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Back here at the bottom of the sixth, it's Andrew Alix alongside Gabe, Genovesi. Nobody out.
And Jack Rains on the mound.
Yeah.
For the Scouts.
Jack Rains. Let's get his numbers, Gabe. What do you got?
Rains, this is his 5th appearance for the Scouts in the previous 4. 14 in the third innings pitched. Giving up 11 hits, but only 4 earned runs. Four runs all earned.
First pitch from Rains, a swing and a miss there.
And then the big stat for Rains, only 2 walks, 14 strikeouts. That's second on this Xenia team.
The runner at second is Daniel McFarland. Rains throws from the left side against the righty here. And big curveball finds the zone. Rains ahead of this count, 0-2, and Jack's a guy that we have seen be so effective in relief for the Scouts. Actually started a game on Tuesday. It was a doubleheader, right? Tuesday. Started game one of that doubleheader and really just put on a display. 0-2 the count, but 2 away. The pitch from Jack Rains, and that one, a curveball fouled straight back. We're going to do 0-2 all over again.
And a good pitch from Rains. The curveball started high. Would have been a strike. Sank right in there on the inside part of the plate. Good job by Smith to foul that one off. I wouldn't be surprised if Rains came back with a fastball, tried to blow it by him after mainly off-speed pitches.
Yeah, that's what I would think as well, Gabriel. 0-2 coming now, the pitch. And that one hit towards second base. Ange Bourgeois picks it up, throws to first in time. Out number 3. So a scoreless frame for the Scouts. In the bottom of the 6th, they hold the Copperheads. No runs on 1 hit and 1 man left for Southern Ohio in the home half of the 6th. We have played 6, and the Scouts lead the Copperheads by a score of 9-6. Gabe Genovesi going to give you the play-by-play action. He's going to take you all the way home, folks. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
To the top half of the 7th inning we go here at Bob Wren Stadium in Athens, Ohio. A 9-6 lead for the Xenia Scouts over the Southern Ohio Copperheads, as Joey Roddy will lead it off here for the Scouts in the 7th. Brett Van Zant on the mound for the Copperheads. The first pitch to Roddy, low and in, and it hit him just on the pant leg on the front knee, and Roddy's on for the 2nd time today.
Joey Roddy just doing it all, taking it like a man out there, and he knew right away. Probably didn't look like it actually hurt him by any chance. Probably just got, swiped the jersey. But the Scouts lead off man aboard here in Joey Roddy. Ange Bourgeois to the plate.
Ange Bourgeois, the lefty, steps to the plate. The first pitch to Bourgeois. He's going to square to bunt. He lays it down the first baseline. It rolls just foul. No balls and 1 strike on Bourgeois. Ange Bourgeois 0 for 3 today. A fly out to left in the 2nd inning. He struck out looking in the 5th, struck out swinging in the 6th. His first time up against Brett Van Zant, though. Van Zant actually making his 2nd appearance against the Scouts this season. In his first appearance, he came in the bottom of the 9th in the season opener, and he pitched a 1/3 of an inning. He gave up 4 runs on 2 hits and 2 walks. The 0-1, a curveball at the knees of Bourgeois, no balls and 2 strikes. And Bourgeois is behind in the count once again.
It's been a struggle for him going behind in counts in all of his at-bats so far today, I think.
The 0-2 to Bourgeois. A blooper in the hole between 3rd and short. Ange Bourgeois gets his first hit of the ball game. Runners on 1st and 2nd. Nobody down here for the Scouts in the 7th.
Good job by Bourgeois, working behind in the count, 0-2, and just sees a pitch he likes. Just pops it in there, and Just like that, and Ange Bourgeois continues his streak, I believe, right? He's been on base every game he's played in.
Ange Bourgeois had reached base in all 9, make it all 10 games he's played in. And now Dylan Lottenville steps to the plate for the Scouts. Nobody out. 2 on for the Scouts. A 9-6 lead here in the top of the 7th. The first pitch to Lottenville, a swing and a high fly ball toward left center field. The center fielder McFarland ranges over and makes the grab. Roddy will not tag up at second, and there's 1 down here in the 7th.
Another hard hit ball by Lottenville that just doesn't drop, unfortunately. Just a little hitting the ball in the air a little bit too much. So I thought number 1 here, Lottenville, still looking for his first hit of the ball game. Hopefully have one more at bat and the opportunity to try to get that for, just trying to get him out of that slump. But now Andina to the plate.
Francisco Andina. 1 for 2 today. He has reached base all 3 times, though. The first pitch to Andina, a swing and a miss on a curveball outside, strike 1. Andina singled in the 3rd, reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th, and walked in the 6th. Roddy on 2nd. Bourgeois on 1st for the Scouts. And they're going to throw back to 2nd. Roddy dives back safely.
Yeah, not going to get Joey Roddy there. He's too aware. He's diving back in there, getting the pants dirty.
Andina's walk in the 6th inning was his 12th of the season. That leads the Xenia Scouts team. The 0-1 to Andina. A fastball, a swing, and a miss by Francisco Andina. No balls and 2 strikes. Andina came into tonight tied for 9th in the Great Lakes League with 11 walks. He's been in that top 5, top 10 range all year. Andina stands at 5'8". It can be hard to hit the strike zone against the junior from Spring Arbor. The 0-2, a curveball fouled off behind the plate. We'll do 0-2 all over again.
Staying alive there is Francisco Andina. And like you said, just 5'8", and that's got to play into just how pitchers, if you struggle with control outright, you're really going to struggle with control against Francisco Andina.
A 9-6 Xenia Scouts lead, 8 runs in the top half of the 6th inning. The 0-2 to Andina, low and away, ball 1. And the 8 runs in the top half of the 6th came on something like I've never seen before. 1 hit for the Xenia Scouts, a hit by pitch in an error, and then 7 walks by Copperheads pitching. 2 wild pitches scored 2 runs. All the rest, bases loaded walks, gave the Scouts 8 runs, and now Andina fouls off the 1-2 pitch right behind the plate, and that's going to land on the bleachers. The crowd going crazy in fear of that ball.
That was like a hectic foul ball reaction. Like just, look up. It's just like you're playing in the game. Just look up, try to make the barehanded play. Like, if you get your hands on the ball, if it's that high in the air, you're just going to be able to make the grab. It might hurt your hand a little bit. Yeah, it might sting, but ducking and putting your head down, you might just get plunked in the bag, and that's going to hurt a lot more. That's my advice to all of you fans who hide from baseballs games.
The 1-2 pitch to Andina. A fly ball toward right field. Thurber comes in, makes the grab. Roddy will not tag. And there's 2 down here in the 7th.
That'll get you the out-of-town scoreboard here while we wait for Ben Beachy to come to the plate. It's the top of the 9th in Lima, and Lima leads Cincinnati 6-5. In Richmond, it's Richmond 8, Hamilton 4 in the bottom of the 7th. We are obviously winning 9-6. Licking County is beating Lorain County 12-4. Grand Lake beating Galleon 2-0. But the big one is that Cincinnati is losing because they're at the top of the division right now.
The first pitch to Beachy, low and away. Cincinnati 8-4 in the Southern Division. The Jazz 6-4. They're playing the Joes right now. You said they were winning. The Copperheads 6-5. The Scouts 5-6. If this results hold, we'd have a tie for 3rd place at 6-6. And the Joes losing to Richmond right now. Looks like they're about to fall to 3-8.
Well, if the Scouts win tonight, that tie not going to last very long because these 2 teams in action tomorrow.
The 1-0 pitch. A fastball on the outside edge to Ben Beachy. 1 ball and 1 strike. 9-6 the Xenia lead. Joey Roddy stands on second. Ange Bourgeois on first for Xenia here in the top half of the 7th inning. The 1-1 to Beachy. Low in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ben Beachy 1 for 3 with a walk tonight. He grounded out to the second baseman Smith in the first inning, struck out in the 3rd inning, singled in the 5th, and walked in the 6th. Came around to score on a wild pitch, part of that 8-run 6th inning. The 2-1 pitch to Beachy. A ground ball through the hole past the shortstop. Roddy will hold up at third base, and the bases are loaded for the Scouts here in the 7th.
Yeah, and Beachy just continues to find ways to get it done. Not the hardest hit ball in the world, but when you find the hole, and that ball going to left field, But smart move by Bubba Gates to hold up Joey Roddy, because that would have been you would have been out by like a mile if he tried to extend it. Would have loved to see Roddy try, especially when it comes to, contact. You could try to ram through the catcher. That would have been the Scouts' best bet at that point. But the base is now loaded again, and a hot hitter in Ryan Park to the plate.
Park takes the ball high at the eyes, 1-0. Ryan Park, 2 for 3 with a walk tonight. He came in badly, needing some hits. 1 for 16 in his last 16 at-bats. The 1-0 now. High above the head, 2 balls and no strikes to Ryan Park.
I would like to see another run come home on a bases-loaded walk. Everything in my body would like to see that.
The 2-0 to Park. Low and away, 3 balls and no strikes.
It's exciting stuff. What would this be, the 8th bases-loaded walk?
Yep.
No, it would be the 8th, because one of the runs came home on a wild pitch.
It'd be the 8th walk in the past 2 innings. The 3-0. Low in the dirt, ball 4, a bases loaded walk for Ryan Park, and it's 10-6 Scouts.
At least they got it on a couple hits this time, though. I mean, I got nothing. I can't justify this.
It's
man.
really hard to fathom what is going on here at Bob Wren tonight. A 6-1 Copperheads lead going into the 6th inning as Lawtonville line drive, and what a leaping catch by the shortstop Kirkpatrick. Jordan Lambert would have had an RBI single, and he jogs back into the dugout very frustrated. He has not caught a break as of late. But the Scouts get another run here in the top of the 7th. 10-6 the Xenia lead as we head to the home half of the 7th inning. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the home half of the 7th inning we go here at Bob Wren Stadium. A 10-6 lead for the Xenia Scouts here at the home of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. The Copperheads had a 6-1 lead heading to the 6th inning. An 8-run top of the 6th for the Scouts. They add a run in the 7th. As Jack Rains is still on the mound for the Scouts, he pitches the ball low and away to Evan Haberly. Haberly 2 for 2 today, a couple of singles and a walk. He came around to score in the 3rd and the 5th inning as well. Haberly, only his 5th game with the Copperheads, now the 1-0, catches the outside edge, 1-1. Those 8 runs for the Scouts in the top half of the 6th inning came on a hit by pitch, 2 wild pitches, in 7 walks. The Scouts did get a hit, but it was a leadoff single from Ryan Park, so all the RBIs on walks. Now the 1-1 to Haberly. Just misses off the inside part of the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Evan Haberly out of Beaverton, Oregon, plays for the Santa Clara Broncos. Pardon me. He was not on the team the last time these two teams faced. Now the 2-1, a curveball hacked and missed by Haberly. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Haberly actually has played on the Seattle Mariners scout team, as he'll be a senior at Santa Clara. Rains the lefty. The lefty-lefty matchup favoring Rains here in this at-bat. The 2-2 pitch fouled off toward the Scouts' dugout. Haberly barely got a piece of the curveball there. 2-2 will stay the count. 10-6, the Scouts lead over the Copperheads. Jack Rains coming on in relief for the 4th time this year for the Scouts. This is his 5th appearance. He did have a start at the Lorain County Ironman in the first game of the doubleheader this past Tuesday. Now the 2-2, a fastball high and tight on Haberly, but he took a hack and he fouls it down the 3rd baseline. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the senior. Haberly played for this Copperheads team last season. He's the only returner on the Southern Ohio squad. He hit .315 for the Copperheads last summer. 15 RBIs, a couple doubles, and a home run. The 2-2 pitch. Low and away, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Evan Haberly. He was one of the all-stars on this Copperheads team last summer, and he's come in and made an impact right away here in 2017. Now 5 for 10 on the year with a couple of walks. The 3-2 pitch from Rains, a curveball fouled off by Haberly. It would have been inside. He started to go around and it hit the inside part of his bat. We'll do 3-2 all over again.
And Haberly not looking happy with himself there that he started to swing. He knows that was ball 4. That was just a little bit of emotion that did it. But now Jack Rains, for him, it's pitch number 14 here. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Rains shakes off Parker a couple times, and he wants a reset on the pitch. Maybe a little miscommunication there between Park and Rains. Haberly steps back in. The 3-2 pitch from Jack Rains, way low and outside. Rains upset at himself as he missed badly on the fastball. And the leadoff runner is aboard here for the Copperheads here in the 7th. The first walk issued by Jack Rains. He came in relief with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th and got Marshall Smith to ground out to second to end the inning. And now his second batter faced Haberly. He walks him, and that'll bring up Blaine Krim for the Copperheads. Krim has been dangerous today. 2 for 3, an RBI double and a 2-run bomb his last time up in the 5th. The Copperheads badly needing another extra base hit as Krim takes a strike inside at the knees, 0-1. 10-6, the Scouts lead here in the home half of the 7th inning. Rains the lefty. Looks at Haberly at first. He'll throw over. Casserly will not even apply a tag as Haberly was about 2 steps off the base.
So we got a reply to a tweet here. It's from J.D. Makowitz, who's my host family, my host dad here. He responded to the Walks tweet saying, "I see this happen all the time in kid pitch baseball." It's referring to his son Ezra, who is 8 years old.
The 0-1, a swing and a miss from Krim. No balls and 2 strikes. So he was saying that he sees the 7 walks in a row all the time.
I've been to Ezra's game. He's talented, man. That guy can get the ball over the plate, but some of the competition, not so much.
That's a good reply. I like that. Didn't think about the kid pitch level.
Kid pitch level.
The 0-2, high and away to Krim. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's got to be so boring to watch.
I mean, yeah, sometimes I would say. I mean, we basically just watched it.
the 1-2, a curveball high to Krim, but he fouls it off behind the plate. 2 balls will stay, at 1-2. I can't tell you the last time I've been to a kid pitch baseball game.
Yeah, man. You got to come out sometime, man. Come with me. We'll go to Ezra's game one off day. Get some popcorn. Maybe we can bring the broadcast equipment and try to broadcast it.
Broadcast Ezra's kid pitch. The 1-2, a curveball low and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Blaine Krim. My brother was not into baseball. He played kid pitch for 1 year and said it was too slow and he quit.
Interesting. How old's your brother now?
The 2-2 to Krim. Swing and a miss on a curveball. Strike 3. Jack Raines gets his first strikeout of the night. There's 1 down here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. 10-6 is the Xenia lead over the Copperheads. Evan Haberly stands on first. Matt Harrison will come to the plate for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. My brother will be a freshman in high school now.
Ah, so he's getting up there. So he's not a baseball guy.
No, he plays basketball and he's played soccer and football as well, but not every sport but baseball pretty much. The first pitch to Harrison, a fastball hammered in to the right center field gap. Lottenville chasing, and it's going to fall right in front of Lottenville. Ondina picks it up and fires it in. The runner Haberly had to hold in between first and second to see if that was going to get caught. So despite the long fly ball that Lottenville couldn't get to, only runners on first and second with 1 down here for the Copperheads.
And that one was just a tweener. Just found the one spot that both Ondina and Lottenville couldn't get to. Both about, if they had 1 more second, could have gotten there. But that ball hung in the air for a long time and still just not enough time. So runners at first and second.
Connor Regan steps to the plate for the Copperheads. A double to start this game in the 2nd inning. He has struck out in his 2 times at the plate since. The first pitch from Raines fouled off, 0-1. Regan struck out looking in the 3rd, struck out swinging in the 5th. And 1 swing of the bat would make this a 1-run game, a 3-run bomb from Connor Regan. This is the
wow. Cincinnati beat Lima 6-5.
So the Steam scored twice in the last inning. The 0-1 now grounded right back to Raines. He couldn't get there. A diving attempt from Bourgeois gets away. Coming to the plate, the throw from Beachy is high, and the runners will advance once again. So a ground ball up the middle from Connor Regan gets past Raines on the mound, deflects off of Bourgeois' glove at second, trickles away from Beachy. The runner from second, Haberly, comes around to score to make it 10-7. Harrison was on first. He moves to third after the high throw from Beachy gets past Park at the plate. Connor Regan moves to second after the infield single. And now the Copperheads are in business. 10-7 Scouts, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Runners on second and third for Josh Fuel.
Yeah, and file that in the increasingly heavy, that's unfortunate file. As Corey Coob's going to come out to the mound and have a word with Jack Raines. Wouldn't be totally surprised if they turn to Landon Williams if things get out of hand here for the lefty. The lefty whose arm was hanging, just having a tough time in his recovery period following that start. But Jack, who's a resilient guy, and this is probably the most adversity that he's seen in any outing so far this year. But Corey Coobs just going out there trying to settle him down. And, with the tying run at the plate here, runners at second and third and one out, a 10-7 score, the Scouts are trying to hang on and get this W, get back to 500. A key spot here for Jack Rain's game.
Rain's struggling for really the first time this year. In his 5th appearance with the Scouts, he got the ground out to end the 6th, but here in the 7th, he walks Haberly, gets the strikeout of Krim, then a single by Harrison, a single by Regan. And the Copperheads are in business here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Josh Fuel to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a walk tonight. Now he skies one high and deep to right field. Lawtonville will make the grab in front of the warning track that will score a run. The runner, Regan, moves from second to third. A sac fly from Josh Fuel, and it's 10-8.
And just like that, it's a ball game once again with tying runs still at the plate here. Now 2 outs for Jack Rains. And, the Scouts just trying to hold on here.
And I think Rains will take that right now. You get the out, focus on the batter now, get out of this inning. 2 runs scored. You still got a 2-run lead going into the 8th.
You just got to be careful here. We don't really know if Chase Thurber is a power guy. Based on his collegiate stats, probably not. But you want to keep as much cushion as you can here. Especially, we're at the 8th spot in the order. And what you don't want if you're Jack Rains is to have any kind of struggle with these 2 guys and then go back to the top of the order with guys like McFarland and Haverly up there.
The first pitch to Thurber, a swing and a miss on a curveball, strike 1. Chase Thurber, the reason we don't know much about him, it's his first game with the Southern Ohio Copperheads here tonight. He flew out to center in the 2nd, singled in the 3rd. He struck out looking, the 5th victim of John Kopicki in the 6th. The runner on 3rd, Connor Regan. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch high and away to Thurber, 1-1. A 10-8 Xenia Scouts lead here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Count 1 ball and 1 strike on Chase Thurber. Jack Rains trying to get out of a jam. The 1-1 pitch, a curveball in there for a strike at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Great curveball there from Rains. That curveball, Rains not a guy out there who's going to overpower you. But when he can spot up that curveball, when he can pinpoint that location, that's when he's the most dangerous. And now ahead in the count here. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2-1. Let's see if he can stop the bleeding.
The 1-2, a swing and a miss on a curveball. Strike 3. Jack Rains strikes out his 2nd batter of the night. The Copperheads do damage. They cut the deficit to 2. 10-8 is the Xenia Scout lead here in going to the top half of the 8th inning. We'll be right back on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the top half of the 8th inning we go here in Athens, Ohio at Bob Wren Stadium. The Xenia Scouts lead the Southern Ohio Copperheads 10-8 here on the road. Donald Ring will lead off the 8th for the Scouts, the cleanup hitter tonight for Xenia. And he fouls the first pitch back. No balls and 1 strike. Ring tonight 0 for 3. He was hit by a pitch in the 6th and came around to score. 1 run for Xenia in the 2nd. 8 runs in the 6th. Now the 0-1 to Ring. Fouled off once again behind the Copperheads dugout on a curveball. No balls and 2 strikes. The Copperheads had a 6-1 lead going in to the 6th inning. Xenia gets 8 runs on 1 hit. Yes, 8 runs on 1 hit. Now the 0-2 to Ring. Low and away. A ground ball right back to Van Zant. He'll run over and toss it over to the first baseman Haberly, and there's 1 down. 8 runs on 1 hit for the Scouts. 7 walks, a hit by pitch, and an error by the Copperheads, along with a couple wild pitches, gave the Scouts the 8-run big 6th inning they were looking for. The Scouts tagged on another run in the 7th as Casterly takes a strike to make it 10-6. And then the Copperheads get 2 runs in the bottom half of the 7th inning on a couple of hits. And it's 10-8. The 0-1 to Casterly, low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kyle Casterly today, 2 for 3 with a walk. The solo home run back in the 2nd inning. A single in the 4th. He walked and came around to score in the 6th, and he grounded out to the first baseman his last time up in the 6th as well. Casterly, one of those Scouts, getting 2 at-bats in the 6th inning. He takes the ball high, 2-1. Now the pitch. On the inside corner for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kyle Casterly. Casterly came in badly needing a night like this. 6 strikeouts in his last 9 at-bats. Now the 2-2, a fastball low and outside, 3-2. Casterly had struck out a total of 6 times through his first 7 games. He had been struggling with the strikeout as of late. Now the 3-2, a ground ball through the hole past the first baseman Haberly. And Kyle Casterly has his 3rd hit of the day.
Yeah, have a day, Kyle Casterly. A home run, a single, got himself an RBI and a bases loaded walk. A bunch of guys can say that. So now 3 hits, 3 for 4. He's reached base 4 times, and if you're Kyle Casterly, this is exactly what you want to see. Now we're looking for Joey Roddy to pick up that hit, and he's coming to the plate right now.
Roddy tonight, 0 for 2 with a walk and a hit by pitch. He walked in the 6th, came around to score, was hit by a pitch in the 7th, came around to score. The first pitch to Joey Roddy, a curveball, just low, 1-0. Roddy's 2 outs were a fly out to right in the 2nd, a ground ball to the 3rd baseman Krim in the 4th. 10-8, the Scouts lead here in the top of the 8th. Kyle Casterly on first. Van Zant, the pitcher for the Copperheads, throws over to first. Casterly dives back safely. Blaine Krim at the hot corner for the Copperheads. Justin Kirkpatrick at short. Marshall Smith at second. The 1-0 now. A swing and a miss by Roddy. A hit and run there called from Coach Bubba Cates as Casterly was taking off. Roddy fouls it straight back, 1-1. Evan Haberly at first for the Copperheads. Matt Harrison, Daniel McFarland, Chase Thurber, the outfield from left to right for Southern Ohio. Connor Regan still behind the plate. The 1-1 pitch to Roddy. Gets away from the catcher, Regan. Kyle Casterly moved up 90 feet on the wild pitch, and Joey Roddy has a duck on the pond at second.
Big possible RBI spot here for Joey Roddy. A lot of people think so. Roddy, like we said, he's been struggling, 3 for 34 to start off this season, but the young gun hasn't really seen live pitching in a long time, and it comes down to plate discipline for Joey Roddy, and as time progresses, we're going to see if he can make those adjustments necessary to compete in this league.
The 2-1 fouled off down the first baseline. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Joey Roddy. Roddy, 2 RBIs on the year, both of them on bases loaded walks.
That's big time.
One of them tonight. Casterly on second after the 1-out single. The 2-2 pitch to Roddy, a curveball low below the knees. Casserly takes off on a ball in the dirt. He slides, and he is safe at third base. Kyle Casserly slid around the tag from the third baseman, Krim.
And the ball coming out of the glove there, but Justin Kirkpatrick sure did not like the call at all whatsoever. Just, throwing up the arms, saying, can anything go right for us at this point? And for Joey Roddy, looks like...
and the third baseman, Blaine Krim, has a bloody nose.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
I don't know if on the slide, Casserly's hand came down and hit him, or if this just randomly started.
You probably had... if this doesn't stop, you got to get him out of the game. That's what it comes down to.
I would assume the situation, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Joey Roddy, 1 out here in the top of the 8th. The Scouts lead the Copperheads 10-8. Kyle Casserly on third for Xenia after a single. And Blaine Krim, Casserly took off for third. Krim's nose has started bleeding, the third baseman for the Copperheads. And he gives the napkin back to the trainer. I'm not so sure this is stopped, though. They're going to plug his nose up.
Oh.
As he will stay in the game.
I see.
The pitcher on the mound for the Copperheads, Brett Van Zant.
The 6'8" righty. 6'8", 185 pounds. So he's got 10 inches on me, but like 5 pounds. That says something.
The infield in for the Copperheads, down 10-8 here in the 8th. The 3-2 pitch to Joey Roddy, low in the dirt, a good block from Connor Regan. Joey Roddy walks. He's on for the 3rd time today, despite not having a hit, and the runners are on the corners for the Scouts.
And that was good play discipline by Joey Roddy. We've seen him go fishing a couple times on balls in the dirt like that to strike out. Like you said, the strikeout's been the problem. I believe it's, 14 or 15 for him, Joey Roddy?
Joey Roddy now on the year, 14 strikeouts. Right. That leads the Xenia Scouts team. It's 3rd in the league.
But an improvement there.
The first pitch now to Ange Bourgeois inside, ball 1. 10-8, the Scouts lead over the Copperheads. Bourgeois comes up to the plate. 1 for 4 on the day. He singled his last time up in the 7th. Bourgeois has now reached base in all 10 games he's played in. The 1-0 fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bourgeois, not only has he reached base in all 10 games he's played in, he now extends his hit streak to 4 games tonight. He's had a hit in each of his last 4. The 1-1 to Bourgeois. A swing and a miss on a curveball low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the junior from Biola University. Bourgeois, last time these two teams played in 2 games of the 3-game series. Now the 1-2, low below the knees, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Was 2 for 8 with a walk and a hit by pitch against the Copperheads, so he reached base 4 times. And now he's in a big spot here in the top of the 8th. The 2-2, high above the head of Bourgeois, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Van Zant trying to come with the high fastball there, and he missed. Kyle Casserly on third, Joey Roddy on first for the Scouts. Up by 2 here in the top of the 8th. The 3-2 pitch, low in the dirt. Bourgeois walks, and the bases are loaded once again for the Scouts here in the 8th. Ange Bourgeois reaches for the 2nd time today, and that'll bring up Dylan Lottenville for the Scouts. Lottenville 0 for 3 with a walk today. He's been on base twice because of a drop third strike. Flew out to right in the 2nd inning. The drop third strike came back in the 5th inning as Lottenville takes a strike at the knees. He walked and scored in the 6th. He flew out to center in the 7th, and he's up again here in the 8th. Dylan Lottenville, one of these Scouts that have been struggling, came into tonight 3 for 29. The 0-1, a ground ball off of Lottenville's foot, actually. Foul ball, no balls and 2 strikes to Dylan Lottenville.
Still waiting for Lawtonville to break out.
And Lawtonville, despite being hitless in 7 of the 10 games he's played in, has walked 7 times this year. That's top 30 in the league. The 0-2 low in the dirt, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So
make it 8 now, right? Because he walked in.
Yes, now 8 walks on the year. So despite struggling, he is patient at the plate. He just hasn't caught that break. A lot of deep flyouts for Dylan Lawtonville. He's been under the ball. The 1-2 now in the dirt inside on a curveball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lawtonville, the junior from Hillsdale College, a native of Bellevue, Washington. Bellevue, Washington, where Tim Lincecum is from. The 2-2 pitch, fouled off, a line drive down the first baseline, and will stay at 2-2.
Lawtonville looked frustrated there, knowing he swung at a ball, but you got to protect with 2 strikes here, especially with the bases loaded, 1 out, knowing that just a long fly ball to bring 1 home.
The 2-2, a swing and a miss from Lawtonville on a curveball outside, and that's the look we've seen a lot from Dylan Lawtonville thus far this year. Just kind of walks back to the dugout slowly, and it'll be up to Francisco Andina with 2 outs and the bases loaded here in the 8th.
I mean, the Scouts should be hard-pressed to at least try to get 1 more home. Nothing's safe here. Just a 2-run lead.
The first pitch to Andina, ground ball toward the first baseman Haberly. He picks it up and touches first, and that'll do it for the Scouts here in the 8th. A hit from Casserly. They leave the bases loaded and will head to the home half of the 8th inning with the Scouts up 10-8 on the Copperheads. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Here we go. To the home half of the 8th inning we go here at Bob Wren Stadium in Athens, Ohio. And now we're going to have a pinch hitter here for the Copperheads. It'll be Justin Antonzik. A 10-8 Scouts lead here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Caden Owens on to pitch for the Scouts. He did pitch in the last game for Xenia, but didn't throw a lot of pitches. Antonzik steps up to the plate for the Copperheads. He watches a strike on the outside edge, 0-1.
And Owens in the last ball game, 2 2/3 innings pitched, didn't allow a hit, didn't walk anyone, struck out 5.
So that's what I'm talking about when I say a quick outing for Caden Owens. Didn't throw a lot of pitches.
27, 23 of which were for strikes. It's pretty impressive stuff, Gabe.
The best outing we've seen from Caden Owens and maybe a Scouts pitcher last game. The 1-1 to Antonzik, a looping curveball that misses high. And Caden Owens looks in there like, where did that miss?
It might have just crossed high because it definitely fell in the zone.
I think it crossed high. It needed to break a little earlier. Justin Antonzik, normally a starter on this Copperheads team. He's 14 for 47 on the year. And now the curveball misses high once again, 3-1. Antonzik, a 298 batting average for the Copperheads. 1 extra base hit. It was a double. 4 RBIs. 5 walks, 11 strikeouts for Antonzik. So the strikeout has been the problem. The 3-1, a fastball low. Justin Antonzik's on with a leadoff walk, and that's trouble. 5 stolen bases this year for Justin Antonzik.
A little bit concerning, especially you're seeing Caden right there. Definitely not the pinpoint control we saw when he came out against Licking County, but I mean, he's had 1 day's rest since throwing 30 pitches, and for a guy who's had 3 elbow surgeries in the last 3 years, that's maybe I would give him a little bit more time. But pitching coach Corey Kuvas, manager Bubba Cates have all the confidence in the world. No one's here.
The fastball to the leadoff hitter McFarland's in there for a strike. Daniel McFarland started the show bunt. The Scouts lead 10-8 here in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
Ooh, and C.J. Bush home run in the top of the 9th ties Hamilton with Richmond.
And now another fastball from Owens misses just below the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. Daniel McFarland tonight 2 for 4. A couple of singles in the 6th and 2nd innings. The single in the 2nd was an RBI. The 1-1. A fastball grounded toward Bourgeois at second. He flips to Beachy. Beachy to first, and he is safe at first base. Daniel McFarland beats it out. He reaches on a fielder's choice, but the Scouts get the lead runner, and that's a big out.
That's hustle there by Daniel McFarland on the base pass. And for Ben Beachy and Ange Bourgeois over there in the middle, just a play that developed pretty slowly with the flip from Bourgeois to Beachy. Beachy rockets it over there. It would have been tough. It would have taken a lot to get that throw over to first in time to get McFarland, but the lead runner gone, and a speedy lead runner at that, and Justin Antonzik heads back to the dugout. Now with 1 away, it's Marshall, or looks like actually maybe a pinch hitter possibly.
Another pinch hitter for the Copperheads, Zach Walsh. Walsh was not on the team the last time these two teams played. Walsh, a righty. The first pitch from the lefty Owens, a curveball in there for strike 1, just inside. And quite frankly, that pitch was about a foot low and inside. But
whatever, man. We've been on the wrong side of a couple of this season. I'll take it.
Now the 0-1, another curveball, a swing and a miss from Walsh. No balls and 2 strikes. Zach Walsh has played in 3 games thus far for the Copperheads. He's 3 for 11 on the year with a walk. 273 batting average, and now Caden Owens is ahead in the count 0-2 on Walsh.
Good spot if you're Caden Owens.
The pitch, a fastball, a swing, and a miss from Walsh, strike 3. Caden Owens gets his first strikeout of the evening, and there's 2 down here in the 8th.
And Owens, he had it there. That's now his 12th strikeout of the year. And he continues to look impressive. And if you look at Caden Owens and you look at his stuff, it's safe to say this guy, one of the best pitchers in the Great Lakes League.
Evan Haberly steps to the plate for the Copperheads. 2 for 2 with 2 walks tonight. Evan Haberly has reached base all 4 times, and now a curveball from Owens in there on the outside edge for strike 1. That is Caden Owens' go-to pitch. That curveball drops right in there.
It's beautiful, man. When he has it, it's a money pitch. Just only way to put it. It's a money pitch.
He has had it the past couple nights. The 0-1, a fastball in there at the knees for strike 2. Caden Owens getting ahead quickly on these Copperhead hitters. 10-8, the Xenia Scouts lead over the Copperheads here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 10 runs on 9 hits for Xenia. 8 runs on 12 hits for the Copperheads. 2 errors for each team. The 0-2 to Haberly. A curveball way outside. It gets past the glove of Park. Antonzik books it to second. Takes a wide turn. He'll hold up there. And now, actually, Antonzik was out on the fielder's choice at second, so that's Daniel McFarland who takes second base. And the count 1-2 on Evan Haberly.
Haberly's reached every single time he's come to the plate, covering him to score 3 of these runs. One of the more talented hitters, a D1 guy from Santa Clara versus a D1 guy from Oral Roberts. Let's see who wins.
The 1-2, a curveball chopped to Bourgeois at second. He's going to have to make a play, and he bobbled the ball. Ange Bourgeois bobbles the slow chopper from Evan Haberly. They're going to call it an error, but Haberly reaches for the 5th time today.
That's trouble. And now with the tying run at first, and Blaine Krim at the plate, who you might remember his 2-run home run back in the 5th. He's 2 for 4 today, a double and a home run, and it's going to be it's a dogfight out here, and Hayden Owens in a tough spot. Not really entirely his fault there with the error, but we'll see what happens now.
The first pitch to Krim, a fastball hammered into right center field. Ondina will go back, settle under it, and that ball came off the bat hard. But Ondina makes the play, and Caden Owens gets out of the 8th inning with no damage. A 10-8 lead for the Scouts heading to the final inning. We'll be right back on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the 9th inning we go here at Bob Wren Stadium in Athens, Ohio. A 10-8 Xenia Scouts lead over the Southern Ohio Copperheads as we head to the 9th inning. And it'll be Ben Beachy at the plate for the Scouts. Beachy, the leadoff hitter, will face Derek Carr, the 5th pitcher tonight for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Carr will be a sophomore at Ohio University, right here in Athens. So he is definitely used to pitching on this mound. Carr, his 4th appearance for the Copperheads tonight. The first pitch to Beachy, a strike on the outside edge, 0-1. Derek Carr, 4 1/3 innings pitched. 4 hits allowed, 3 runs, all of them earned. 4 walks, 8 strikeouts. And now another fastball just below the knees on Ben Beachy. 1 ball and 1 strike. Beachy tonight, 2 for 4 with a walk. Ben Beachy now 7 for 16 against these Southern Ohio Copperheads this year. The 1-1 fouled off behind the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes on an off-speed pitch there from Carr. Carr this past season with the Bobcats, the Mid-American Conference champions, a 5.67 ERA, 4-3 in 16 appearances for the Cats. Now the 1-2, a curveball chopped toward the second baseman, Smith. He'll make the play, and no, the ball is, they're going to say he was out.
No. No. Maybe. No.
A confusing play there, and Tonzik now in the game at second base for the Copperheads. He threw it over to Haberly at first. Haberly dropped the ball. He was able to recover and get Beachy.
Well, is that what they're saying? Or are they saying that he dropped it and picked it up? Or are they saying that he had it, stepped on first, the out was made, and then he dropped it?
No, he dropped it and picked it up.
Okay.
In time. So Beachy's retired, and Ryan Park comes to the plate. He takes a ball inside, 1-0. A 10-8 lead for the Scouts here in the ninth.
And for the Scouts with Park to the plate and Jordan Lambert on deck, the top of this order now. Of course, with Ben Beachy down. One insurance one would be big. Don't know if we're going to throw Caden Owens out there for another one. I wouldn't be surprised, and if I'm looking at the bullpen correctly, an inning of relief from Caleb Bly, I would say, is probably also on the table because he didn't really throw that many pitches in the game that had the long rain delay in the middle of the game.
Park grounds one hard to the third baseman, Krim. He fires across the diamond, and Haberly cannot scoop it out of the dirt. Park reaches on, I believe that'll be an error. And Ryan Park is on for the 6th time today. Park is now 2 for 3 with a couple walks, and he's reached on an error.
Yeah, and they're going to mark that as an E5, an error on third baseman Krim. But a very hard-hit ball, a sizzler over to third. And, there's such thing as forcing an error, I would say. And Ryan Park has just been all day putting himself in a position to get on base.
Jordan Lambert comes up. He takes a ball in the dirt. Lambert has struggled tonight, 0 for 3. He did reach on an error and a walk in the 6th inning. Both in the 6th inning, yes. The 1-0 to Jordan Lambert. A fastball low. It gets away from Regan, and Park will take second base. Ryan Park moves up 90 feet on... That's tough. Do you call that a wild pitch or a passed ball?
Pass ball. Probably a pass ball. Jordan Lambert, I mean, nothing going for him all day, especially his last time up in the 7th, just hit an absolute rocket that the shortstop, Justin Kirkpatrick, made a fantastic play on. So with a runner in scoring position and one out here, Lambert, who came into the game as the batting average leader for the Scouts, trying to get a little redemption.
The 1-0. Skied toward right field, not very deep. That's actually shallow. The right fielder comes up and makes the grab, Chase Thurber, and there's 2 down here in right. And Jordan Lambert, after reaching base in his first 8 games, has now, he hadn't reached in his past 2 coming in. He has reached base tonight, but he was 1 for his last 11 coming in, and now make it 1 for his last 15.
Yeah, the struggle continues for Lambert, but he's a guy that we have seen when he's been in slumps. The slumps have been kind of extended. When he gets hot, he's really hot.
Donald Ring steps to the plate. The first pitch to Ring. Low in the dirt, ball 1. A good stop from the catcher, Connor Regan. Ring, 0 for 4. He was hit by a pitch in the 6th inning, came around to score. Ryan Park stands on second, a 10-8 lead for the Scouts here in the top of the 9th. Looking to add an insurance run. And Derek Carr will step off the mound. Looked at Park. No one there. Ring came into tonight 3 for 14 with a couple of walks. Make it 3 for 18. The 1-0 pitch. A foul ball right behind home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kyle Casserly on deck for the Scouts. He's been dangerous tonight. 3 for 4 with a walk. The solo home run in the 2nd inning. 2 singles from Kyle Casserly. Now the 1-1 to Donald Ring. Another foul ball, skied over the net down the third baseline. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And every Scout who has reached tonight, Ring Ring on the lower half. His only time reaching was a hit by pitch back in the 6th. But like you said, Ryan Park 6 times. Kyle Casserly 3 hits. Some impressive numbers for Xenia from an offensive standpoint today.
And now the curveball's high to Ring, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And my apologies, Ryan Park has actually reached base 5 times. The ground out to the shortstop, Kirkpatrick, was his only time not reaching base in the 3rd inning for Park. A single in the 1st, a single in the 6th, a walk, 2 walks in the 6th. And now Ring takes a ball in the dirt. Excuse me. Park singled in the 6th, walked in the 6th as well, walked in the 7th, and reached on an error here in the 9th. I can't read my scoreboard correctly. Scorebook. I can't even talk correctly.
A lot of the words BB come up a lot.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Ring. The payoff pitch. A swing and a miss on a fastball low. And that ball gets past Connor Regan. I thought Regan had it in his glove. It trickled right by him into the backstop, and Donald Ring reaches on a drop 3rd strike.
So what's odder than someone reaching on a drop 3rd strike? Well, it's 2 players on your team reaching on drop 3rd strikes in one game. Dylan Lawtonville did it first back in the 5th. And now it's Donald Ring gets on. And so at least one more at bat for Kyle Casserly here. And it's runners at the corners and 2 outs. Casserly, another single, would bring home a much-needed insurance run for this Xenia Scouts team.
10-8, the Scouts lead. 2 down here in the top of the 9th. Runners on the corners for Casserly. The pitch fouled off behind the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Ryan Park on 3rd. Donald Ring on 1st after the drop 3rd strike. Casserly comes to the plate, 3 for 4 on the day with a walk. The 0-1, a fastball way high. A good job by Regan to jump out of his crouch and get that one. 1-1. Casserly singled his last time up in the 8th. Came into tonight 5 for 36. Talk about a day for Kyle Casserly. And now Carr throws over to 1st. Ring gets back easily. He was only a few steps off. A gorgeous night here in Athens, Ohio. The ballpark packed as the Athens Townies watching their Southern Ohio Copperheads. The 1-1 to Casserly. A fastball high, and Regan does it again, getting out of his crouch and snagging that one. And Connor Regan just has a look of,
it's been a long
night.
Connor, yeah. He's seen some things, man. Seen some things that he probably wants to forget. He'll sleep well tonight.
Ryan Park on 3rd, Donald Ring on 1st. 2 down here for the Scouts in the top of the 9th, leading 10-8. The 2-1 to Kyle Casserly. A fastball high at the eyes, 3 balls and 1 strike.
And now the fans not loving it. Fans kind of just want to see a strike. They want to see the Copperheads come out and try to win this one in the bottom of the 9th. They have no interest in walking the bases loaded here with runners at the corners and 2 outs. 3-1 is
the 3-1 to Casserly. A fastball low in the dirt. A good block from Regan. Kyle Casserly is on for the 5th time today, and the bases are juiced for the Scouts.
The on-base percentage definitely going up for old Cass here. But now a man who we've been waiting to have break out, and that's Joey Roddy.
Roddy stepped to the plate, has reached his last 3 times, a walk, a hit by pitch, and a walk. He flew out to right in the 2nd inning. He grounded out to the 3rd baseman, Krim, in the 4th. The first pitch to Roddy, a strike on the outside edge. A 10-8 Scouts lead here in the top of the 9th. Ryan Park on 3rd. Donald Ring on 2nd. Kyle Casserly on 1st. The base is loaded for Joey Roddy. The 0-1. A fastball outside, 1 strike to the redshirt freshman from Ohio State. Derek Carr on the mound, his first inning of relief for the Copperheads. The Scouts looking for insurance runs. The 1-1 to Roddy. A fastball high and away, 2 strike. Carr steps off the mound, takes a deep breath. Roddy steps back in, adjusts his helmet. The 2-1 pitch, a fastball way high above the head, 3 strike. And now Derek Carr has to give Roddy something to hit.
Please. Joey Roddy taking practice things out there. This would be big. This would be big. This would be the, the 9th walk run home? Or the run walked home?
The bases are loaded. 2 down here in the top of the 9th for Joey Roddy. The 3-1 pitch. Low, and that's ball 4. Roddy takes his base. Park scores on the walk, and it's 11-8 Scouts here in the 9th.
So Joey Roddy picking up his 3rd RBI of the year. All of them on bases loaded walks.
That's incredible. That is incredible.
Oh, that might be my favorite stat of the year. This has been a great game.
And that'll bring up Ange Bourgeois for the Scouts. Bourgeois, 1 for 4 tonight with a walk. He singled in the 7th. He walked in the 8th. Those were his last 2 at-bats. The bases loaded for Bourgeois. The first pitch, a fastball in there for a strike at the chest.
And I laughed about the Joey Roddy stat, but in all seriousness, I mean, getting on base 4 times in a game with walks is pretty impressive for a guy that had struck out 14 times coming in. So the plate discipline clearly improving today. Good for Joey.
The 0-1 to Bourgeois. Fastball low and away, 1-1. 11-8, the Scouts lead here in the top of the 9th. Bob Wren on 3rd, Kyle Casserly on 2nd, Joey Roddy on 1st. The 1-1 to Bourgeois. A fastball plugs Bourgeois, right in the neck. I don't know how that didn't hit him in the head. That was way high.
That is a scary one. In all seriousness, that was very scary. And, the Scouts not even really like clapping or whatever, even though a run comes home, because that's just as a baseball player. And we saw it happen with former Scout Ryan O'Hearn up with Irish Hills, just got plunked in the face, actually ended up having to go to the hospital. So our thoughts and prayers still with Ryan right now as he's on the shelf for a little bit as a result of that. But that's a tough one to see. But good for Ange. Ange looks good out there at first.
He
all
looks
as well. And the Scouts now winning 12-8.
12-8, the Scouts lead. Bases still loaded here in the top of the 9th. Dylan Lottenville at the plate. The first pitch, a fastball inside, ball 1. Kyle Casserly now on 3rd. Joey Roddy moves to 2nd. Ange Bourgeois on 1st. Derek Carr on the mound for the Copperheads. The 1-0 to Lottenville. A fastball high and tight, 2 balls and no strikes. And now we're going to have a visit to the mound. And there's going to be another pitching change.
With a 2-0 count, there's going to be a pitching change. This is one you don't see every day, folks. They're looks like they're gonna pull him in the middle of the
bat.
Yeah.
Derek Carr goes 2/3 of an inning. Walks 2 guys. Hits another. Allows 2 runs. And they're going to bring in a new pitcher. And we're going to step aside as we find out who that is. A 12-8 Scouts lead here in the top of the 9th. We'll be right back. Jesse James on in relief for the Copperheads. 2 down here in the top of the 9th. The bases juiced for Xenia. A 2-0 count on Dylan Lottenville, and he lines one toward left. The left fielder Harrison comes on and makes the grab, and Jesse James does his job in one pitch. The Scouts tack on 2 more in the top of the 9th. They head to the home half of the 9th inning. The Copperheads down to their final 3 outs. The Scouts lead 12-8. We'll be right back on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Landon Williams in to pitch the bottom of the 9th for the Scouts, up by 4, 12-8. Here in Athens, Ohio. A 12-8 lead over the Southern Ohio Copperheads for the Scouts. The first pitch to the batter, Harrison, fouled off down the first base line, 0-1. Now the 0-1. Just below the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike. Caden Owens' final line, an inning pitched. No hits, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Harrison tonight, 1 for 3. His last time up, he singled. Came around to score in the 7th. The 1-1 pitch from Williams. Just low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Landon Williams, fastball, curveball, changeup, slider. The slider is the money pitch. The most effective in his arsenal.
The 2-1. And that one misses high in sight. 3 balls and 1 strike. Landon Williams has been the best relief pitcher for the Scouts. Well, one of them. Caden Owens, Landon Williams, Jack Rains have all been money. Now the 3-1 catches the outside edge. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And no, they will call ball 4. I was a little confused because there was no strike called, but Harrison stayed in the box. He didn't realize it was ball 4. So a leadoff walk, and that is only the 2nd walk issued by Landon Williams all year. Williams, his 5th appearance for the Scouts here tonight, 13 in the 3rd innings pitched. He's given up 10 hits, but only 3 runs. Now 2 walks, 17 strikeouts for Landon Williams. The first pitch to Connor Regan. Low in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. Williams kind of shakes his head. He doesn't like the start he's having here to begin this inning. Bourgeois and Beachy in double play depth in the infield. The 1-0, a fastball off the plate, 2 balls and no strikes, and Landon Williams is struggling.
Definitely some uncharacteristic misses here from Landon Williams, and Ryan Park sensing it right away. He's going to go out and have a talk with Williams. Just make sure that everything is good.
Landon Williams, we really haven't seen him struggle all year. I already mentioned the numbers. Opponents bat 163 against Landon Williams. 2 balls and no strikes on Connor Regan. Matt Harrison stands on first. That fastball catches the inside corner at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. Regan tonight, 2 for 4, a double in the second inning, an RBI single in the 7th. The 2-1. A ground ball toward Bourgeois at second. The flip to Beachy, over to first, and the Scouts at turn 2. Landon Williams gets a much-needed double play ball, and the Scouts are 1 out away from a victory.
And that was just a tailor-made double play ball there, and great execution there by the middle infielders, Beachy and Bourgeois. Casserly having a stretch a little bit over at first, but now Landon Williams 1 out away here from slamming the door.
And Williams, you hope he can be able to go tomorrow, too, in relief, as I believe only pitched 10 pitches. The first one to Josh Fuel in there for strike 1. Now the 0-1, a slider misses away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Fuel tonight, a sac fly his last time up in the 7th. He's 1 for 2 with a walk and a sac fly. The 1-1, low in the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. 12-8, the Scouts lead here in the bottom of the 9th. 2 down. Josh Fuel, the last hope for the Copperheads to keep this one alive. The 2-1 pitch. A chopper toward third. Roddy makes the play, fires across the diamond, and that'll do it. The Scouts get their 4th straight victory all on the road. A 12-8 win against the Copperheads here in Athens. And Xenia improves to 6-6. The Copperheads fall to 6-6, and we've got a tie for 3rd place in the Southern Division.
And the Scouts, like Kate said, 4 in a row. Hey, what looked like a season that started off with all kinds of struggles and all kinds of ways for the Scouts, and it looked like things couldn't go right. Finally finding ways to piece these wins together. And for the Scouts today, it was let's be quite frank, it was bases loaded walks. That's how we did it. But plate discipline is important, and there were times in these first couple of games that we were at where we had pitchers on the other team struggling, and me and Gabe would talk off the air about our guys that were taking the wrong approach. They were swinging prematurely at pitches that they didn't need to be swinging at when they didn't have the plate discipline to draw the walks. Today, they did it. And talk about, big days for a couple of guys out there. Kyle Casserly, 3 for 3? No, 3 for 4.
3 for 4 with 2 walks.
2 walks, 2 RBIs. So very impressive day from Cass, who had quite frankly struggled. Joey Roddy walks 4 times, a couple of RBIs. Ben Beachy, a pair of hits. Ryan Park reaches base 5 times. He has a pair of hits. It's a good day all around. And John Kopicki hung in there. Well, it wasn't easy at times. And then Jack Rain's a good job. And then, of course, Caden Owens and Landon Williams come in and do what Caden Owens and Landon Williams do, and that's put zeros on the scoreboard. But your Xenia Scouts, they're back at 500, tied for 3rd place in the South Division. And things are looking up, Gabe. Don't you agree?
I 100% agree. To go from 2-6 to 6-6 on the year, you take care of business at Lorain County twice. You take care of business at Licking County, all 1-run games, so the pitching steps up. And now here tonight, not 12 runs, you would think an explosion, but 9 hits for the Scouts, and like you mentioned, about 7 bases loaded walks. Unreal. Final lines, 12 runs on 9 hits, 14 left on base for Xenia, 8 runs on 12 hits, and 8 left on base for the Copperheads. So the Copperheads had 3 more hits, but just couldn't bring them home.
Yeah, and that's, if we don't have the numbers right in front of us right now, but I'm sure if you counted base runners, those numbers would be a lot more in favor of Xenia. And you can just do actually, I don't know. But 6-6 and doing it all on the road. Let's not understate how this schedule for the Scouts is been heavily loaded with road games at the beginning of the season. And my fear, and the fear of a lot of people talking to, my sources within the organization, guys like Corey Coombs, we're just scared that, if you have a really bad start to the season heavily on the road, that can just demoralize your team. And by the time you get to your really long homestand, you're down and out. And in the beginning of the season, it was looking like that. 2-6, certainly not good, but this team has been resilient, if nothing else, stringing together 4 straight wins on the road. 1 more road game here tomorrow, and then it's back home all of next week. So the Scouts will have an opportunity to play in front of the Xenia faithful at Grady's Field, and hopefully they can go into that game 1 game over 500, have their first winning record of the season if they can take care of business tomorrow here at Bob Wren at 4:05 p.m.
So we know around the Southern Division that the Steam were able to pull off a win against the Lima Locos. That's huge for the Cincinnati Steam. A comeback victory. They scored 2 in the final inning and improved to 9-4. The Jazz, as we are trying to get a score update here, our computer being a little slow.
The computer's slow. Give me time to plug Snap Fitness. I forgot to do that today. Snap Fitness, the official 24-hour fitness destination of the Xenia Scouts, but it is the top of the 11th at McBride Stadium in Richmond, Indiana, and they are all tied up at 10.
And for Scouts fans, you want the Joes to win that one. So the Steam in first.
I don't know if I've ever rooted for the Joes to win anything.
So the Steam in first improved to 9-4. The Jazz right now in second at 6-4. The Copperheads and the Scouts now deadlocked in third place at 6-6. The Joes at 3-7. So if the Joes win, they go to 4-7. The Jazz fall to 6-5. So the Jazz, the Copperheads, and the Scouts would all have 6 wins in the standings. The Jazz would still be in second based on percentage because they have lost 1 less game than the Copperheads and the Scouts.
When you explain it to me like that, Gabe, I got to root for the Joes in this one. But
so that's a big game over there in the top of the 11th inning, tied at 10. We will keep an eye on that, and we will update you on that tomorrow when we are back on air. 7:05 first pitch here from Bob Wren tomorrow night. 4:05.
Yeah.
I'm wrong again. 4:05 first pitch. I don't even think it's a 4:05. I think it's a 5:35 first pitch.
Hey, well, we have a computer in front of us. We can leave these people with real information instead of our guesses.
I said 7:05. Andrew says 4:05. And now that I remember looking at the schedule, I think it's 5:35. But
yeah, you're right. It's 5:35.
So 5:35.
What's a weird start time?
A 5:35 first pitch here at Bob Wren tomorrow night. And hopefully the Scouts will go to 7-6 and get this year. For Andrew Alix, I'm Gabe Genovesi. A 12-8 South win. Enjoy your night, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow.